We'll get that drain moving again, and you don't pay until that drain is clear.
And if that same drain should clog again,
no dollars when you call Peterman.
Peterman's the way to go.
The iPhone XR is here at T-Mobile, and there's a whole lot to love, like those perfect portrait mode selfies you're going to share.
Nice.
And how Memojis now turn every FaceTime with the kids into fun time. In fact, the only thing you'll love more than your iPhone XR is getting it included in the price when you get an unlimited plan. That's right, get both unlimited and iPhone XR included for just $40 a month. Sure, you can get unlimited somewhere else, but for the same price at T-Mobile, you get unlimited and iPhone XR. Join today and get iPhone XR included with your unlimited plan for just $40 a line for full APR.
Chronic headaches, constant sinus infections, pain and pressure. The fatigue was overwhelming.
That's Karen. She suffered for years with chronic sinus infections. She'd go to urgent care, see her doctor.
And we would do the same thing. Steroids, antibiotics, nasal sprays.
Now, her issues are gone. How? A minimally invasive procedure done in the office of Indianapolis Sinus Center called balloon sinuplasty.
Now my sinus cavities are open. You can breathe on a constant basis and not get sinus infections. I don't get headaches anymore. I don't take naps anymore. I'm like, oh, this is miraculous.
Do you suffer with chronic sinus infections, facial pain, pressure? Is it difficult to breathe through your nose? Find out if balloon sinuplasty is the solution for you. Set an appointment today with the Indianapolis Sinus Center. Call 317-528-9650. 317-528-9650. That's 317-528-9650.
Don't put up with a cranky old water heater. Time to get a new one and get happy. I'm Corey Kreitzberger, General Manager of Benjamin Franklin Plumbing. Replace your water heater with us and enjoy 24/7 service, local, licensed plumbers, and 100% satisfaction, guaranteed. Plus, we'll give you a free 10-year warranty upgrade. That'll make you happy.
Go with the flow, the local pros. Call Benjamin Franklin Plumbing.
Terms, conditions, and tax may apply. License CP 101-00018.
Guys, when you're dealing with ED issues, talking about intimacy can make you uncomfortable. So we'll use another word for intimacy, like football.
Football?
Look, you love football. Your wife loves football, and you both want some hot and sweaty football right now. But then fumble.
Oopsie.
And by fumble, I mean ED issues. You need to get to the Indianapolis Men's Clinic. The Indianapolis Men's Clinic knows that erectile dysfunction is a serious issue that affects 50% of men. That's why they offer a comprehensive approach to battling ED, low T, and even PE, which is kind of like a false start.
Penalty!
Plus, a performance promise. If it doesn't work for you, you don't pay. Before you know it, you'll be back in the game with a
touchdown!
Call the Indianapolis Men's Clinic and book your $99 office visit today. Call 317-999-9000, 317-999-9000, or at indymensclinic.com.
Get up and go now, so you can go tonight.
Oh, Royal Spa.
Hey, John, for Andy Moore, Toyota in Avon. It is 5 miles west of 465 on US 36. Are you ready for a new ride? Of course you are. And I'm here to tell you, this time of year, to start a new year is a great time to find yourself one. Car, truck, or van. Let my friends right now get the job done for you at Indiana's Best. Hey, talk to them about it, seriously. Jeremy Wilson, two Chris's, my man Andrew over there. Moose, just awesome folks. I mean, they really are. And again, you can check it out, AndyMooreToyota.com, on the vehicles that they have. It's really easy. They have just tons of them. You can find the one that you're looking for. Then head out to Avon and work with the folks and get yourself in a new ride. Great specials. I mean, always financing, great service. It is one-stop shopping for your vehicle that simply you haven't had since the days of your grandparents and how they had it, because that's what Andy Moore Toyota wants to do. Make sure that you are happy. It's Andy Moore Toyota in Avon. Tell them I sent you 5 miles west of 465 on US 36.
Butler basketball single game tickets are on sale. Go to butlersports.com/buy tickets or Hinkle Ticket Office weekdays from 10 to 4. The Butler Bulldogs, your hometown team, playing on a national stage.
Your Indiana Pacers host the Los Angeles Lakers Tuesday at 7. It's Lance Stephenson and the Lakers' only visit this season. Get your tickets at Pacers.com. Pacers, Lakers, Tuesday at 7.
The Pacers' push toward postseason play continues. The blue and gold are fighting through injuries and adversity.
Oladipo is seated under the goal.
Taken off on a stretcher.
But we've been here before, and you know this team won't give up.
Thaddeus Young with yet another tremendous play.
Next up, the Pacers head to Florida to take on the Orlando Magic. Tonight at 6:30, every play of every game heard here. Your home for Pacers basketball at FM 107.5 and 1070 The Fan. The Ride with JMV, FM 107.5 and 1070 The Fan.
Vic is not coming back. We got to move past that and not look at what we don't have and focus on what we do have. But we got to get more energy in the game. Defensively, we're not stopping anybody. It wasn't so much low points in the game. It was defensively, we didn't stop anybody. 35 points in that first quarter. You got to come out with energy. You got to come out with a sense of urgency.
It's a mess. I mean, think about this too. You come out at the half, right? You think you're going to have that sense of urgency that's been talked about here, and what did they go down 8 consecutive points to start the second half? I mean, just immediately. And it's not like you're playing Golden State. This team last night they played sucked. I mean, Washington is not any good. I don't care. Well, it's any night, any given night, the NBA, yeah, whatever. It's time for these guys to do that or do what they talked about, and it's across the board. Hey, listen, the guy that I talk about all the time is doing squat too. Miles is doing squat. Stop doing squat. Seriously, get something done. Get something done, or these people are going to go away, not paying attention. Everybody's going to be concentrating on the NFL offseason and free agency and the draft. I mean, come on. Come on. Let's raise the level of basketball up a little bit around here. Listen, the Boilermaker basketball program, their shoulders are getting tired from carrying everybody around here. Let's go. Let's get going. Butler. I just don't know. I don't know what IU can do. I don't know what Butler can do. I guess you would start by sense of urgency is what Nate said about his team. Maybe that would be good. IU looks like any other AAU game. That's exactly what it looks like to me. Any other AAU game. It's okay what happens right here because we're either going to win big or if we lose, we're going to end up playing 19 more games here and I'll go back to the hotel and play video games for a while. That's kind of what it feels like. Whatever. Now, part of the one thing you're not – can you be as bad as IU shooting the three? I mean, are they really – I mean, stats don't lie, right? Over now a 7-game period. I mean, they hit a three-pointer now, and I get IU fans reacting like they just hit a half-court shot or something. Whoa! It's like something you haven't seen in forever. Why? Because you haven't seen it consistently in forever. So true. Man, Rutgers. I mean, that is bottom of the barrel right there. I don't even know how do you get worse? And see, now you call this all into question. All right, so everything's bad right now. You lose 7 consecutive, going to be 8 on Saturday. What do you got coming back next year? Oh, wait a minute. Your so-called top 2 guys are going to be out of here, so yeah. I'm going to tell you what, guys. You guys are sending me some great NBA trade options here. I just can't imagine what you're sending me is a lot of what, I don't know, Elton Brand or Del Demps wants to do. This might be something that Kevin Pritchard would like. I don't know. You know what I mean? It always is more rosy. And like Joel, I appreciate it too, but it always is more rosy on this side. This seems like that a 3-way deal with the Pacers, Sixers, and the Pelicans, that it doesn't look as rosy for Demps and for Elton Brand as it might for the Pacers and Pritchard and company right now. I could be wrong. Could be wrong. Thank you, though, for sending me that. I appreciate it. It's from Chris Baxter. If the Pacers fall to Orlando, are we going to have to consider them to be the equivalent to an NBA slump buster? I mean, they're not even in the ballpark of being 7-4. Like I said, they looked like that Ofer a year ago. That's what they look like to me. Every time Vic was missing a year ago, that's exactly, to me, what they reminded me of. I'm telling you, turnovers. How many they have last night? 17? 16? Turnovers, that'll drive you nuts. And watching these guys turn it over and being loose handle like they are, I mean, hell, no wonder Washington got off. Their defense is terrible, turning the ball over. It looks like an absolute mess right now. Maybe it's a good thing for them. Everybody always talks about the difficulty of coming back in a back. It's like the back-to-back. What are we ever going to do? I mean, the most well-conditioned athletes in the world. What are we going to do? We got in at 5 a.m. I mean, you're not sleeping in Motel 6 or anything, for God's sake. You're not sleeping in the back of your car. Well, we got in at 5 a.m. I don't know how we're ever going to get on track. Well, you're going to go stay at the Four Seasons. You're going to have somebody bring you breakfast. You're going to get stretched out, have trainers do this, trainers do that, and then you're going to be ready for a back-to-back game, I guess. I don't know. It'd be different, I guess, if you had to sleep in the back of this van last night, like your Bad News Bears going to Houston to play. Well, you got to sleep in Kelly Leak's van. Wait, not quite it. I'd agree. Maybe this is a good thing tonight. Here's a little bit of positivity. You played that bad last night. Maybe it's a good thing that you get a back-to-back tonight in Orlando. Hopefully I'm not eating these words by about 5 minutes into the first quarter tonight. Hopefully. JMV at 1070thefan.com is the email address. This is from Chad in Terre Haute. JMV, great show. Thank you, Chad from Terre Haute. I'm a Purdue grad and fan, but for God's sake, can we get Archie and everyone to meet at the barber shop in Hickory and get this IU nonsense figured out? Might be nice. They don't look like they're ready to figure anything out right now. JMV, Pacers have lost 3 players at the same time. Vic, Evans, and Sabonis. Absolute no-show since. And that's something we have brought up, is Sabonis. I don't know. I give the excuse he looks tired. He does, and that goes back to one of the things I talked about earlier this season, saying, we got to play him, do this, and play everybody, and play him the full time, and these guys are going to get worn out. It's kind of how he looked. How many shots has he missed down low, underneath?
He's shooting 15% less in the last 3 games in his season average. He's 145th in minutes, so the minutes thing isn't the issue, but something's going on there.
All right, should we look at this? Should we look at this as, all right, you take Vic away and this is just what you get? These guys, the demonstration of the past 3 games?
My goodness. Victor Oladipo should be the MVP.
Seriously. Somebody better vote his ass into the damn All-Star game if this is what this looks like. I guess I can be blamed here. I can be blamed for being snowed over by the 7-4. By what this team had looked like without him this year, and considering the work that they had already done, thinking that, teams like Washington, and again, I'll throw away Memphis here, but teams like Washington, we'll see later on tonight, that you're going to be able to get wins and, still go to the postseason, still be competitive. They weren't competitive last night against Washington. You say what you want, and they weren't. That's all with the loss of one player. And again, you're right. If that's the loss of one player, then he needs to be on the All-Star team. Holy crap.
Having Victor not out there doesn't make you or shouldn't allow the lapses they have on defense where Sam Decker's knocking down jump shots or getting a putback dunk or guys
Sam Decker last night went crazy.
I mean, and
Jeff Green. You believe that?
I put Sam Decker in the same category as guys like Cam Payne that just aren't, or there's guys that are cheap to sign, so you have a body that rarely get to play. And that dude didn't work out in Houston. He didn't work out in L.A. But last night, my goodness, if he played the Pacers every night, he might be an NBA All-Star.
But what about this back-to-back? How can they possibly play well in this back-to-back when you didn't get in until 4 in the morning? What are you going to do? Oh, no. Get your butt up. Get worked out like you normally do. Have breakfast, have brunch at the Four Seasons, and change around these opinions a little bit here.
What do you want him to do? Go to Disney World today?
Back up some of this talk. I mean, anything. I would agree. I mean, the whole back-to-back stuff, and it's worn out, and what are we going to do? I mean, I don't know. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? But that's a crap excuse. Hopefully, as I said earlier, the quick turnaround is beneficial. But that team last night looked all sorts of awful.
Pacers 5-2 on the second night of a back-to-back.
Yeah, but how many of those was without? I mean, they were going to be playing without Wilt Chamberlain later on the night, I guess. JMV, as soon as I heard the ESPN guys, and that was part of the problem. I didn't watch the ESPN broadcast. I just don't. The ESPN guys talking about how the Wiz were coming off a loss and the coach was very disappointed in their effort. I said, uh-oh. I knew the Pacers were going to be in for a very un-Wiz-like effort. Nonetheless, bad defense, a lot of turnovers, and nobody was any good last night. Not one, Mike in Portland, Oregon. You're absolutely right. Not one person was any good. Nobody. When's Tyreek Evans get back? Because he crashed up. I saw a picture on Twitter, I think, when they returned from Memphis where he kind of got caught up in some slick conditions over the weekend, I believe, right?
Yep.
Do they say anything about when he comes back? See, that's where I am right now. This is my level of desperation. Wait, when's Tyreek coming back?
He is not with the team in Orlando, so.
Oh, he's still here?
Yeah.
JMV, there really is no reason to be passive observers at trade deadline. This team is not on a championship trajectory this season. They weren't Tony going to be anyway, but I get your point. With the number of expiring contracts, the makeup of this team is set to change significantly next season. Why not target draft picks and younger, higher-level talent with the expiring contracts if you have the chance? Tony and Castleton, that is looking more and more with, again, efforts like last night prior to the trade deadline, that looks more and more exactly what this team should do. I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't be thrilled with it. It bums me out, but you can't deny, with efforts like last night, I mean, what choice will Kevin Pritchard and the staff have? Quick break. We'll come back. Your calls and more. Dane 5, top of the hour. Quick slant. Jeff Rabjohns on YouTube right now. The 1070 The Fan page if you want to look at my face. And it looks really good today, too. Back with you next.
Kick off the month of May at Rev, presented by Fifth Third Bank as it returns to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway Saturday, May 4th. Tickets on sale now. Get yours before they're gone at revindy.org.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Hey, it's JMV. Right now, for every window you buy, you get the next one free. No limits and 0% financing for 36 months. Call 317-547-2600 or go to universalwindowsdirect.com. Like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
At Huntington, we're always looking out for you. So when our customers told us it can be tough to keep track of spending, we invented the Huntington hologram.
Honey, what is that?
It's a hologram of a banker. Lets us know if our savings are on track and keeps us updated 24/7. Cool, right?
Update. You are under budget for restaurants. Yeah, that is cool, but did you have to bring it to dinner?
Well, yeah. It keeps us updated 24/7, so I mean, it has to come.
Update. You are under budget for restaurants.
Don't worry about it. You'll get used to it.
Update. You are under budget for restaurants.
Well, eventually you'll get used to it.
No. So we simplified. Presenting Huntington Heads Up. You set the monthly amounts you want to spend on restaurants, and we'll send a heads up to your phone to keep you on track. It's just one more way we're looking out for you. Huntington, welcome. Member FDIC, carriers message and data rates may apply.
Nothing says I love you like a diamond. For centuries and across cultures, it's remained the universal symbol of love, romance, and commitment. And at Diamonds Direct this Valentine's, we're making it easier than ever to celebrate your love with diamond jewelry she'll cherish for a lifetime. Join us February 4th through the 14th for our best offer ever. 5 years, 0 interest financing with nothing down on any purchase. Choose from a special expanded selection of the most romantic gifts, rings, earrings, pendants, bracelets, and bands. Get the guaranteed best price price and spread your payments over 5 years with 0 interest. And yes, all engagement rings are included. So come on, make it an unforgettable day for her with a special gift that symbolizes your love and commitment like nothing else. It's Diamonds Direct's spectacular Valentine's celebration with in-store appearances from top jewelry designers and expanded selection including gifts as low as $200 and 5 years 0 interest financing on approved credit. February 4th through the 14th only, and only at Diamonds Direct.
Keystone at the Crossing.
Hey, Dan Dockage here for Just Add Water Boats. There is nothing I love more than my Yamaha boat. Don't wait to buy that boat when it's hot out. Buy it now because the manufacturers like Yamaha are enticing you with great deals. Now, and Just Add Water Boats is having their Best of Show sales event where you can grab as low as 0 down and 4.99% APR or as low as 3.99% for the first 60 months on Yamaha boats. Visit at 465 on the east side or check them out online at justaddwaterboats.com.
Need a little adult beverage to help you cope with this week's crazy weather? Well, Payless Liquors has got you covered 7 days a week and from 26 different locations. How about Canadian Club? The 175s are just $16.99. Bacardi Silver 175s $19.99. And Absolute 80 Proof 175s are just $25.99. Joe Got Rose Wine is just $9.99 a bottle. And Goose Island 15 packs $14.99 at Payless Liquors, where prices are always low to help pick you up. And online at PaylessLiquors.com. Don't pay more, get more, and pay less at Payless Liquors.
Get ready for the greatest little show on earth. The Micro Wrestling Federation is back and bigger than ever. Live and direct from the Jerry Springer Show, Maury Povich, and the WWE. You've never seen a midget wrestling show like this before.
Hey, bring it on.
High flying, body slamming, and off the top rope. Don't miss the Midget Mania with the Micro Wrestling Federation at 8 Second Saloon this Friday. Tickets and reserved seating available at Ticketmaster or the 8 Seconds box office. Must be 21.
7-time Grammy Award-winning singer-songwriter John Mayer hits the road in 2019. An evening with John Mayer, performing songs spanning his entire career. Vanker's Life Fieldhouse, August 12th. Get tickets this Friday at noon at Ticketmaster.com. There's more at JohnMayer.com.
Here's what's happening with the Fan.
The 2019 Circle City Donut Dash, hosted by Teachers Treasures, is Saturday, February the 16th. Register now to run an Indy's tastiest 5K at 1070thefan.com. The Fan is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Like and follow The Fan for updates on all things Indy Sports Center. And you go to our website and you can find out where the next Fan event will be. Check out all of our live remotes, appearances, and more under the Events tab.
For more info, click on IndySportsCenter.com. Soccer Saturday featuring Indy 11. If this is your football, this is your show. Saturday at 9 on The Fan. The Ride with JMV. FM 107.5 and 1070 The Fan.
Hey, shout to Skrillex. A little snake pit action. Is Skrillex a good dude? Because Deadmau5 was here last year, and he's a crank from what everybody says. I thought it was funny when his computer board got too hot and melted down. That was funny. I went to the snake pit last year, and it was the biggest puking mess I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it looks like hell to me. But
hey, can somebody get Skrillex on this show?
We could try to do it. He was in a band that I liked in high school. It was kind of an emo band called From First to Last. And From First to Last,
yeah,
I figured you would enjoy this, John. They had Wes Scantlin was in it for a minute.
Was First to Last? That sounds like
Wes Borland was in it for a minute. Travis Barker was in it.
Travis Barker was in it?
Mm-hmm.
Skrillex is going to be in the snake pit.
Speaking of, you can head to 1070thefan.com. I had a conversation earlier today with the president of the Speedway, Doug Bowles.
1070thefan.com with Tony Donahue right there.
We'll talk about Foreigner,
yeah,
and getting down on it.
Oh, Foreigner and Cool in the Gang.
Cool in the Gang, baby.
I like that, too. I do. And then, really, that's in my wheelhouse because I'm an old fart, I guess. It's from Sean Allen, at D Trump for 8 years.
Yeah, this is going to not be good.
What do you think his timeline looks like?
Brutal.
At D Trump for 8 years says, JMV, calm down here. They just lost their leading scorer. It will take them a minute to adjust. I guess it's a slow sports day. Incredibly slow, right? Nothing happened last night. 0.
Huge. It's going to be huge.
I guess it's a slow sports day. How dare you talk about a team that got blown out by an awful team last night, loses of 3 consecutive. How dare you? I don't know. What should I be talking about here then? It's a slow. What else? I tell you, this brings up a great point. I'll give Sean Allen a little bit of credit where it's really not due, but I'll give it to him anyway. Is there a silver lining anywhere around here right now? I mean, is there anybody else out there besides D. Trump for 8 years here that believes that everybody's going a little bit overboard right now? I mean, you got a trade deadline looming. You got 5 one-year deals. You got a star done for the season. You got a team that has looked, well, awful for 3 games. Yes, no. And then you're playing the dreaded back-to-back where you got to sleep in the back seat of your car and run in and play in the Amway Center later on tonight.
Purdue plays tonight. Talk about Purdue.
Wait, I gave you the silver lining of the Boilermakers earlier. All right, take Purdue out of the equation, and then Purdue fans are going to cry all over the place. But take them out of the equation and tell me exactly. Give me a silver lining up in here right now. Or if, we're talking about things and you got to give it time, got to chill out, let everything happen. I mean, is that what you're doing with IU right now after 7 consecutive losses? Butler fans doing that? I know Butler fans really only say anything when Butler's doing well. But, I mean, Butler fans saying that, hey, remain calm, all is well type of approach right here. Well, silver lining action is all good. I saw that. Kristaps Porzingis to the Mavericks for Dennis Smith Jr. Man, the Mavericks really wanted to see things work out, right? Didn't they say that last week? We really want to see things work out for him here in Dallas. Sure we do. See, the problem with Porzingis is Porzingis ever going to play? Is he ever going to play?
It's been out for a year now.
He didn't like what was going on in New York, and I'm thinking, how would you know? You never play. I mean, I know that you got to – Fizdale's not a good coach. Kind of a butt sniffer NBA-wise. Your owner, James Dolan's a nutcase. Speaking of nutcases, you see my man DaCosta going off on the Baltimore media? he was all red-faced. DaCosta. That's going to be enjoyable.
You think that the Knicks are just clearing room for Kevin Durant?
I don't know. Is that what they're saying? I don't know.
Yeah.
Man, why would Kevin Durant – why do you want to go to New York? Why do you want to do that?
New York.
Well, that's great. You get to play in the Mecca. What's the greatest gym ever invented? I mean, screw that. It's just a mess. Why'd you want to go to a mess? Why would you want to go to a mess?
I think this is true. The Knicks will get Dennis Smith Jr., Wes Matthews, DeAndre Jordan, a draft pick. The Mavericks receives Kristaps Porzingis, Courtney Lee, and Tim Hardaway Jr.
Oh, that's done right now? That's the deal?
That's the details.
That's the entire deal. Man, that's a lot right there.
Woj hasn't tweeted it yet, though, so.
Has agreed. Here it is now. Porzingis, Courtney Lee, Tim Hardaway Jr. for Wesley Matthews, Dennis Smith Jr., and DeAndre Jordan. That's a big, fat deal right there.
So email coming in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well, the Pacers could have given up yada, 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 and yada, yada, yada to get Dennis Smith Jr. or Kristaps Porzingis.
It's from Reggie. Hey, JMV, I'm a homer. We need to see who is worth bringing back. I don't see anything out there to give us the chip this year. And listen, I don't think, Reggie, that was never a thought that that's what they were going to do. But I will be honest with you. I mean, through 3 games, I expected them to play better than this. I mean, last night was kind of the capper of the first 3 games. I mean, knowing you're without Vic for the remainder of the year. And it was awful. And hopefully, all this conversation – We go back to, hey, look, they turned around and they won. I mean, even Orlando, I don't care where they are tonight. They just happen to be in Orlando, but you turn it around, you get a win, and everybody feels better about it. But if you lose, nobody is feeling great about anything. And there are a lot of decisions to be made about the not-so-distant future of this franchise. That's the way that it is. That doesn't necessarily mean that this is a slow sports day. That's just the cut of the dry, the situation that they would be in right now. It's from Brian Foley. Silver lining is going to be the 55 to 60 Sunday and Monday, but then you're back to like to 25 and 12 3 days later. We can't figure out what the hell we're doing around here. JMV, can we stop with the I can't read the way that you put it here, Scott, but can you stop with Bojan's constant crying to the officials every time he gets touched? I'd also appreciate if McDermott would stop with the frustrating clap every time he misses another jumper. Scott. Yeah, I don't even know what to say about McDermott. That's brutal. And hell, like he had double-figure points last night. It just seems like in the moments in which you really need him to knock down to 3 and you pass it to him and he gets as good as a layup look for a so-called shooter that's available out there, he doesn't come through. That's the way that it seems to me. All right, Dane 5. Hey, to save us from what has been nothing, constant negativity regarding local hoops, how about some Dane 5 coming up on the other side? I love me some Dane 5. IU's at Michigan State coming up on Saturday. Michigan State assistant coach Dane 5 is going to join us. Quick Slant, Jeff Rabjohns, your chance at John Mayer tickets, and more coming up next.
Sports with Dan Dockage.
Is there anything to our locker room can handle this guy?
I don't know if we're quite there. I think we're getting close, but I don't know if we're quite there. Just because you win doesn't mean you have it right. We're not taking a victory lap. We're going to start over at square one. That's what you do every year. I mean, last year's over. Great year. Good look back on when we're done, but that's over.
Dan Dockage, weekdays noon till 3 on FM 107.5 and 1070 The Fan.
A successful team knows how to play. So take your staff to Royal Pen for your company's team building event and share the fun. Royal Pen Leisure Centers offer the perfect combination of food and fun for your company's team building event. At Royal Pen, everyone's on the team when you're bowling. But Royal Pen is more than just bowling. We also offer a lot more activities, all focused on fun. It's always comfy in our non-smoking facilities, and bowling and all of our games are guaranteed to generate team spirit and lots of cheers. Call 465-8484 today and let Royal Pen plan your company's team building event. They'll take care of everything, so all your gang needs to do is relax, unwind, and have fun.
Set them up, knock them down, send them flying, spinning round.
For more information, call 465-8484 or look us up at royalpen.com.
Royal Pen, bowling, bowling. Royal Pen.
Comfort food is here at White Castle, the 99-cent Sloppy Joe slider. It's my slept past the alarm, was late for an interview, spilled coffee on everything, split my pants, broke my heel on the way to a concert that was actually yesterday, not today. Slider, the White Castle Sloppy Joe slider, topped with smoked cheddar cheese. The ultimate winter comfort food, only 99 cents for limited time. White Castle, now that's a bold move. While supplies last, tax not included, cheese is pasteurized process at participating castles.
If your house could talk, I knew it was down there, but you just don't think about it. I mean, who knew there was mold spreading?
Is your house trying to tell you something about your crawl space? We can help with everything from mold and moisture to sagging floors and beams. Visit Indiana Foundation Service at indianafoundation.com for a free inspection and take advantage of no payments and no interest until 2020. Some restrictions apply.
Indiana Foundation Service, reliability from the ground up.
Hi, my name is Andrew, the founder of 4Hymns.com. 4Hymns is a wellness site that is dedicated to solving the specific issues men deal with. We're here to help you access real medical solutions to hair loss, ED, and much more. At 4Hymns.com, you can work with a doctor online, and if they determine a prescription is right for you, you can have that medication sent right to your home at affordable prices. You don't have to deal with setting up an in-person doctor's appointment. Just come to 4Hymns.com and we'll walk you through the rest. Now you have easier, more affordable access to the prescriptions, products, and medical advice you need. At 4Hymns.com, we're here for you.
As a special introductory offer, we'll give you your first order of prescription ED medication for just $5. Just go to 4Hymns.com/promo. Get started today for just $5 at 4Hymns.com/promo. That's FORHIMS.com/PROMO.
Prescription products require an online physician consultation and are only available if the physician determines a prescription is appropriate. See website for full details.
Make this Valentine's Day the best ever with a gift from Shane Company. Hi, I'm Tom Shane.
And I'm Donna. I love showing our customers all the exclusive designs we've created with diamonds, rubies, and sapphires. It's what we're known for. Like our new pendant with 12 diamonds arranged in the shape of a heart. The unique shared prong setting for the diamonds allows more of each diamond to show and sparkle. This gorgeous gift is $1,465, or give her the matching diamond heart-shaped earrings for $1,980. We have the largest selection of hoop earrings, 3-stone rings, necklaces, and bracelets with diamonds, rubies, and sapphires.
At Shane Company, you get the highest quality and the best value. Whether you spend a few $100s or thousands, you'll find something beautiful for her.
When she opens her gift from you, she'll light up.
Now you have a friend in the jewelry business. Shane Company and ShaneCo.com.
Sports Center updates on the Fan are brought to you by Big O Tires. Buy 3, get 1 free on select in-stock sets of 4 Aspen Touring, AS Mesa, AP2 brand tires. Installation charges extra. See store for details.
Guys, erectile dysfunction got you down? The Indianapolis Men's Clinic's all-male staff specializes in treating ED and other sexual health-related issues. Call today for a consultation. 999-9000.
This is Indy Sports Center. WFNI, WIBC, HD2, W298BB, W228CX, Indianapolis. Butler hosts the Seton Hall Pirates. Saturday morning at 11:30 on FM 107.5 and 1070 The Fan. The Ride with JMV.
Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
On FM 107.5 and 1070 The Fan.
Come back, Dane Fife in a second. Quick slant, 30 minutes away. Rab Johns at 5:30, and it's your way, my way, anything goes. Oh, it's the hit. It's the segment that is sweeping the state of Indiana right now. My thanks to Greg Rakestraw and Mike Wells for sitting in for me yesterday. And, man, a lot of you had reached out to me. I appreciate that. Little family funeral yesterday down in Spencer, Indiana. But thanks for the kind words. I appreciate it. Courtney Lee has reportedly been traded again. This is his 8th team of his NBA career. And believe me, if I could, I would. What is it?
Yeah, this is his 8th team.
8th team. Will he, before he is done in the NBA, make it to 10? Is he going to make double figures?
Absolutely.
Double figures for Courtney Lee.
He's been playing okay when he's getting time with the Knicks.
All the NBA financial eggheads are suggesting right now that the Knicks are clearing cap space to take a swing on 2 big-time free agents. So are they going to get Durant and Clay?
Durant and Kyrie.
Kyrie Irving and Durant. Kyrie Irving. Oh,
I think
who's going to get Klay Thompson?
Clay either stays or ends up a Laker.
All right. Porzingis going to Dallas. That is a blockbuster trade reported by ESPN.com. But again, I financially, again, all the smart folks at ESPN are suggesting that gives you 2 big-time contracts to take a swing at the major free agents coming up in this NBA offseason.
My favorite Gary Steelhead of all time is ready.
On the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline, former guard for the Gary Steelheads. He is now coaching things up in East Lansing, as he has been for a while. Former Fort Wayne head coach, all-around good guy, and owner of a friend of mine, Ryan Tapak. He's Dane Fife with us now. How you doing?
Proud owner of the Ryan Tapak.
I was going to have him call in a little bit later on and maybe go have like a 3-way call with you.
I'd be worried about some of the college stories he could tell.
That's exact. He says that he does have.
Or he can make up.
He's got a lot of ownership of some things that maybe a lot of people don't want out made public. Is that accurate? I guess, right? College-wise.
Well, I was. You know what? When we practiced together, he was the head of the scout team, and so there were some things maybe I did to him while he was running some offensive plays that would certainly give me an advantage and in some cases injure him. But that's as nasty as I got for sure.
What did you do? Give me one thing that you did.
Well, there's certain things you do to a jump shooter when they shoot and they open themselves.
Did you act like you're going to hit him in the crotch when you did that? A little flyby like that?
I wouldn't say that. I'd say I'd actually hit him in the abdomen. The abdomen area. Tap his elbow. Running down the court. He's a mouth breather, so he makes himself highly susceptible to the fish hook. So he'll run down the court and give them a little fish hook. Just grab them by the inside of the cheek and manipulate them a little bit. Yep.
Well,
that's trade.
That sounds like some of the stories. His daughter and my daughter are friends, and I see him all the time. And I said, I need to have you call in at some point whenever Dane's on. But, yeah, he mentioned that as well, that maybe these are stories that you probably didn't want to go into full detail about.
Well, some I'm proud of, some I'm not proud of, and that's why I probably couldn't have a political career.
That's Dane Fife. I think you would do fine with a political career, to be honest with you. I mean, you're much loved in 2 states, Indiana.
Yeah, right.
I mean, how you get? I mean, Fort Wayne. Look how Allen County would vote you into anything right now, wouldn't it?
Allen County. You know what? That's where I'm going to retire. Allen County. That's my retirement place. They've got some of the best golf anywhere, especially when you don't have to pay for it.
Yes.
And then some pretty good food places. And they got the Mastodons.
They do. They do. Are you going to do the same? And obviously, it's all dependent upon where you guys are going to be come March and Final Four up in Minneapolis. But you guys always do that thing. I always think that's pretty cool when Clapper and the guys get you Mastodons, former Mastodons all together. That's pretty cool.
Well, it started. They had a Judd Heathcote party. All the Michigan State people that were involved in the program here would go to the Judd Heathcote party before he passed away, and Wisconsin does the Bo Ryan party. So I think, we started the Mastodon Appreciation Night, and it's a chance for all the old Mastodons to get together. And you'd be surprised at who shows up. One time I think we had you show up, right?
We did in Houston.
Tony?
Tony was there. I was there. It was a big deal down in Houston. I don't know where the hell we were, but we were somewhere in Houston.
It wasn't pretty where we were at, though, but that's all we could afford at the time. But now that you and Tony make the big bucks, you can make some kind donations along with Mr. Clapper.
Exactly. I thought we were up in somebody's attic. Is that where we were in Houston?
I honestly think we were. I mean, we were shoving old pictures of Grandma to the side and moving some couch cushions. We've got a new director of events now that we actually have on a salary, so we can find somewhere nicer to have a party, an appreciation night for the old Mastodons.
Yeah, Minneapolis is the spot for that. There's no doubt about it. That's Dane Fife at here right now. He's on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. That was tough news for you guys with Joshua Langford being done for the season, as we heard yesterday.
It certainly was, and I think Josh came in and talked to the team yesterday, and he had some great things to say. I think the good thing about it right now is that we've been playing without Josh for quite some time, and it's allowed guys to get the right amount of time that they need in order to get reacclimated. In Kyle Arndt's case, who's going to be who's back healthy, injured his back. But the other part is Indianapolis freshman Aaron Henry gives him a chance to learn the tricks of the trade in this game, and Gabe Brown, another freshman that you guys will see a lot of Saturday. And then Clarkston's very own Foster Lawyer, also another freshman, has been able to step in and play. So we're getting we've gotten some really good experience from these young guys, and that's been the biggest issue. Is we've been forced to play some freshmen, certainly when they weren't necessarily ready to play this many minutes. So the injury of Josh is tough news, because I think he could really put us over the top how we're playing right now, but. And we got to move on, and we got to rely on some of the old guard like Cassius Winston and Nick Ward to pick up some of the slack.
Yeah, it's not bad to be able to lean on those guys either. I was going to get your impression on what you've seen from Aaron, because obviously he's a name from this area, and your impression on what you've seen from him this season.
Well, the thing I like to tease Aaron about is that he played center throughout most of his high school career. And he only played center because I like to tease him, he couldn't defend any other position. But in truth, Aaron's going to be a monster at the wing here. And he understands, and his family's been outstanding. He understands that this is a process. You can't just come here and be a one and done overnight. You got to work each and every day. And that's one thing Aaron is learning, is that this is a whole new level. And if you want to end up like a Gary Harris or a Denzel Valentine or a Draymond Green, you got to work and work and work every day. And I think we got 2 wings in Aaron Henry and Gabe Brown that are just going to be monsters at the wing spot. And the good thing is they're coachable and they're willing to work. And that's one thing that we take a lot of pride here, especially when we recruit, is to find guys that are coachable. They love the game, but most importantly, they're willing to work. Now, I know you've got one in Tony who shows up every other day or every third day, but
occasionally, yes.
All in all, you've got guys that are willing to work too.
Yeah, no doubt. Dane Fife joins us. I was going to ask you this: is Foster Loyer the best basketball player ever to come out of Clarkston, Michigan?
You know what? Unfortunately, I have to admit that he is, and because the stats back it up. He's the all-time scoring leader at Clarkston, and then on top of that, he's got 2 state championships, and he's left one heck of a legacy. But time will tell here. The all-time best Big Ten player. I think I still hold that. But Foster's he's getting better every day, and in due time here, he'll play a lot of minutes for the Spartans.
From what you guys see, as a coach, and obviously being in that program for a while, when do you know that your team is rounding into form? What is necessary to see, especially as we get later in the Big Ten regular season here? What are you guys looking for overall?
Well, I think obviously you want to keep getting better, but at this point in the season, because the coaching in the Big Ten is so good, we just have to keep gauging how teams are playing us, what they're trying to take away, and how we can counter it. In addition to maintaining a certain intensity level and a certain understanding that, like a term like defense travels, something that we can control, and that's playing hard and playing with effort. We want to maintain it. We don't want to lose it. And we've got to keep understanding that the things that we can control, such as defense, such as rebounding, such as running the floor, we want to maintain that level without tiring our guys out. But offensively, it is important for a coaching staff to recognize, they're probably going to start trapping Cassius Winston on ball screens. They've been doubling Nick Ward for quite some time. What are we doing as a staff to keep those guys involved, make our team better, and keep guys like Cassius Winston and Nick Ward fresh all at the same time? Because it's tough. They've got to exude twice the amount of energy as probably the other players on offense, because they're being pushed to their limits because other teams are trying to take them away. Like Purdue the other night just dogged Cassius Winston up and down the court. So we've got to be conscious of resting them during practice, maintaining a certain level of intensity, and then keep finding and searching for ways to free Cassius up, because he is one of the most important players in the country as it relates to a basketball team.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question about that. Dane Fife joins us. Hey, since you were sitting right there, give me a couple of the major differences you saw just beside the scoreboard of the outcome between that first meeting in East Lansing with Purdue and what we saw last Sunday at Mackey.
Well, the start was critical, and Purdue came out and jumped all over us, and I think nobody could have predicted, or at least simulated what Mackey was going to be like for some of these young guys. And I think even some of the older guys, Mackey was the Purdue fan base just did an outstanding job of keeping their team energized right out of the gate. And so that was important. We turned the ball over quite a bit, but in the end, they made a lot of shots that they didn't make here, especially in the first half. They took some tough shots, and they made them. Thought a lot of them were well contested. But, you'll be amazed, fellas, that when you make shots, how much energy you have. I know that doesn't happen in rec ball very much for either one of you, but it
happens all the time. Hell yeah, it does.
Think of the time back when Tony could make a shot, could make a layup, could touch the net.
Yes.
The energy he got running back on defense.
Oh, yeah. It's a big deal, man.
What's defense?
It's a big it is definitely, yeah, and you're right too, and especially to have that crowd. It just, even beyond that, Purdue looks so much different almost a month later compared to not just that moment, but prior to playing you guys, early in January up there for the first time. And it's good for Matt and the guys the way they're looking here midway through the Big Ten season.
You know what, Purdue, the beat goes on for Coach Painter and his guys. You're right. They lost a lot of people, some very important parts, and it just took some time. And Purdue is back, and Purdue is Purdue. I mean, they're gonna compete with some of the best teams in the country always. And give those guys credit over there. They're just perennially one of the best Big Ten teams year in and year out. You can always count on it.
All right, so you get your alma mater in coming up on Saturday. College game days there. Everything else is going on, but IU's in the midst of losing 7 consecutive. What have you noticed about this team from what you have seen so far in getting prepared? And obviously, that loss last night in Rutgers not making anybody in Bloomington happy.
Well, I think one thing they can build on, and I just know that from the outside looking at them, they played pretty dang good in the first half against Rutgers, and for whatever reason, they didn't play as well in the second half. But a lot like us, they've got a really good inside player. They've got a really good perimeter player that we've got to take away. We've got to find ways to limit what they do and what they do well. You know, the other part is, as I mentioned, we've got to get our running game going. You know, we consider ourselves one of the best running teams in the country, but it starts with rebounding. And in the Big Ten, you can always count on a great physical ball game, and that's what we expect Saturday. And it won't be any different based on who we're playing.
When's the last time Tom Izzo got on you for anything?
I would say yesterday.
What was it?
Look,
and I need an impression. I need to go ahead. I need an impression. So I want a good pat on the back, Izzo, and then you know what? I got to yell at you for something, Izzo.
If a week goes by that I haven't been fired, then something's the matter with Coach Izzo. But last week I was pouting. He caught me. He caught me pouting. And it was over some kind of play that I'd called that was not including the right group of people. And he caught me pouting, and he said, "Dave, get over here. Get over here." I said, Coach, you know what? I've been watching you. You know, you're being a baby. It's time to grow up, you big baby. And I looked at him. I said, "You're right. I'm being a beep. I'm being a beep. I'm going to knock it off. I'm going to knock it off." He said, "You're damn right you are. Now let's go." And then he always has his way of coming over and apologizing, and he came over, and I said, all I'm trying to say is, you know, we got to get the right guys in the right position. We don't have time to mess around and experiment. And I said, "You're dang right." And that's the thing you can always count on with Coach is every second he's trying to make you better.
Your impressions are a fan favorite around here of Tom Izzo. You know that, though. That's why I asked for him. When's the last? Has he ever? And I don't mean gone for. When's the last time he said, "I need to fire you," or "You're fired"? When's the last time?
You know what? It's usually I'm done at the end of the year. But I'd say it's been probably since the summer. He threw me out of the conference room, and before I made it out the door, he said, "Get back in here. I'm going to make it miserable for you every day." But you know what? Like I said, when you know a guy cares about you and this program as much as Coach Izzo does, you run through a wall for him, and it may hurt when you get chewed out, when you get criticized. But at no point, do you not honestly believe that the guy has your best interest in mind? And that's the beauty of working for him. That's the beauty of coming here every day. Because you know the guy has your back and wants you to get better personally.
And I've asked you this. Dave Fife joins us on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. You were a Division I head coach, and you chose to go, and we've asked this before, and you're probably tired of talking about it a little bit, but not a lot of guys are willing to take that step. What's been the biggest benefit for you, just besides how you described and what you said about Tom Izzo?
You know what? I think managing is managing people, managing large amounts of people, and we don't think it's a lot. But if you look at our staff, we've got managers, we've got student aides, we've got administrative assistants, we've got players, we've got parents, we've got AAU guys, we've got mentors. This is a massive, and we got media. This is a massive amount of people that you have to deal with on a daily basis, and I think sometimes Coach does it a little more than probably he should or needs to, but that's how you run a successful program. And there's a fine line between managing and micromanaging, and I think that's one of the things that's great about Coach Izzo is he really doesn't delegate. He just expects stuff to get done. and get done right. And that is the standard that he sets every day himself, is when you do it, you got to do it right. You do it with thought. You do it with purpose. And again, there's everybody would ask, what's your role? And I said, well, I wear a lot of hats as an assistant, but the bottom line is there's an expectation and a level of excellence that I'm responsible to maintain, as was the assistants before me and the assistants I work with. And so, the management of people, and yet trusting the people that work for you to get the job done, that's a tough task. And so that's really where I've probably learned the most.
Now, this is not for anywhere in particular at all, but you think you're ready to become a head coach again? You feel like it's about time again?
So. Well, I don't know about the time.
Yeah.
I believe that I'm ready 100%, but it's a matter of, choosing the right situation. And that's easier, said than done, because we're all at different points in our lives as aspiring head coaches. And, I have my 3 or 4 things that I'm looking for in taking a head job. And, and then it's about timing. It's not just who I want, but it's who wants me. And so there's a bunch of things to think about. But to answer your question, absolutely, I think I'm ready.
Dane Fife is on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. Did you ever make Tapek cry?
I don't think I made him cry. I know I hurt his feelings.
He's going to be really pissed I just asked it that way, too. I apologize. I'll take that back. Did you ever make him sad at any point?
Yeah, I think I made him sad, but I did a lot of things to make up for helping Tapek. Tapek always thought it was his right to come over to my house, my apartment, when my roommates and I might have stepped out for a minute to throw a party. And so we would have to come back to Tapek's either messes or, in the midst of Tapek's house party when he should have been in his dorm.
One of these days,
would like to throw house parties.
One of these days, I'm going to have him call. We're going to do the 3-way call. We're going to have you go when things aren't. I mean, things are hectic for you right now. I know they really are, but we'll do it when you got a little leisure time out there. And 4-way, we'll get Clapper and we'll get everybody on here. Yeah.
Oh, that's going to be bad for me. I can see it now.
Hey, really happy for you. And keep in touch. We'll get you back on before you know it. And best of luck rest of the season. Thanks as always for coming on.
You bet. Anytime.
It's Dane Fife right there, the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. That is one of our favorites. We always got to have a Tom Izzo impression from him. That is really good. Tried to rephrase that question about Ryan. That wasn't good. Nah, it's good. It sounds like that he is more than ready to become a head coach. More than ready. See what this offseason may have to offer, as he mentioned. Timing.
Was that a year ago? It was Duquesne, or was it 2 years ago? Remember he was in a discussion for Duquesne?
Yeah, it was 2 years ago. Yeah, I think it was 2 years ago, right? Because it was the opening down south of here too, if you remember. Because that was kind of me I was kind of riding that's the guy. You just build off of this. And I got zero response out of that. But I think he's going to make somebody a really good head coach. And it's kind of interesting the route in which he took. Not a lot of guys want to do that, but Dane's a good dude, really is. All right, podcast 1070thefan.com. Let me take a break, and we'll come back. Quick slant, bottom of the hour. Tony's got a lot of good questions ready to go. And, of course, with you at 239-1070 regarding what was the worst night in recorded history locally in basketball. Collegiate level, professional level, it was awful. Can the Boilermakers save us from what has been the end week awfulness of hoopage around here? We'll see if that happens later on tonight in College Station. And your chance John Mayer tickets coming up as well. Back with you next.
Hey, Dan Dockage here for Just Add Water Boats. There is nothing I love more than my Yamaha boat. Don't wait to buy that boat when it's hot out. Buy it now because the manufacturers like Yamaha are enticing you with great deals now. And Just Add Water Boats is having their best of show sales event where you can grab as low as 0 down and 4.99% APR or as low as 3.99% for the first 60 months on Yamaha boats. Visit at 465 on the east side or check them out online at justaddwaterboats.com.
If you needed heart surgery, who would you call? A doctor who does it every day or a doctor who does it once a year? The same is true about your erectile dysfunction. At the Indianapolis Men's Clinic, our Indiana physicians focus on one thing: solving your ED. High blood pressure, diabetes, high cholesterol, prostate cancer, these all contribute to your ED. And our physicians at the Indianapolis Men's Clinic know how to solve your problems. We have over 50 different custom formulations tailored just for you. You get to try the medication containing FDA-approved ingredients right in our office. Your total cost for the consultation, test dose, testosterone, and PSA test is only $99. If the test dose doesn't work, you pay us nothing. So you have absolutely nothing to lose, but everything to gain. Call now, 999-9000. That's 999-9000. And move from skeptic to believer. 999-9000. 999-9000 or online at indymensclinic.com.
An unreliable network can cost you money. That's why you need Comcast Business. Our gig speed network is fast, and we go beyond fast with the complete reliability of 4G LTE backup, which means that even if something like construction knocks out the power, you can still upload that presentation and not take a hit to your company's bottom line. For a limited time, switch to Comcast Business and get an amazing deal on fast, reliable internet. Get 75 megabit internet for $49.95 per month for 2 years when you add 2 voice mobility lines and sign up for EcoBill and automatic payment. Just one more way Comcast Business goes beyond other providers. Call 1-800-501-6000 today. Comcast Business. Beyond fast.
Offerings 131.19. Restrictions apply. New business customers only. 2-year agreement required. Early termination fee applies. Equipment taxes and fees extra. Subject to change. Connection Pro backup limited up to 6 hours. Requires Comcast Business Internet. Offer price requires EcoBill. Pay for this billing and auto pay through Comcast Business My Account.
Head to Twin Peaks, the ultimate sports lodge where everything's been raised to a higher elevation. Games on huge screens, scratch food bursting from the best kitchen in sports, and something on the menu to satisfy every fan's appetite. Enjoy the shareable items for the table, and of course, Twin Peaks' full-service bar features a huge selection of draft beers, purposefully served at a teeth-chattering 29 degrees in mugs so cold you can see the ice crystals. Head for Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views. 82nd Street and I-69.
Hey, John, for 1 hour heating and air conditioning, how are things going? I want to make sure everybody out there staying warm, staying comfortable, and, in the process of just constantly having your heating unit run, making sure that you're not losing anything here, because if you're losing something, it's keeping you cooler on the inside. And the problem is it's going to cost you a lot more money. We're probably all looking at some heating bills that are going to be outrageous by virtue of the past 48 hours or so. But you can bring it down if you have your equipment running the way that it should with my friends, the experts at 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning. Right now, if you need a repair, $51 off of any repair at 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning. 855-1-HOUR. It's 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning. 855-1-HOUR today.
Hi, my name is Andrew, the founder of 4Hymns.com. 4Hymns is a wellness site that is dedicated to solving the specific issues men deal with. We're here to help you access real medical solutions to hair loss, ED, and much more. At 4Hymns.com, you can work with a doctor online, and if they determine a prescription is right for you, you can have that medication sent right to your home at affordable prices. You don't have to deal with setting up an in-person doctor's appointment. Just come to 4Hymns.com and we'll walk you through the rest. Now you have easier, more affordable access to the prescriptions, products, and medical advice you need. At 4Hymns.com, we're here for you.
As a special introductory offer, we'll give you your first order of prescription ED medication for just $5. Just go to 4Hymns.com/promo. Get started today for just $5 at 4Hymns.com/promo. That's FORHIMS.com/PROMO.
Prescription products require an online physician consultation and are only available if the physician determines a prescription is appropriate. See website for full details.
Hey there, it's Stan Dockage. You know KeyBank is the official banking home of the Indiana Pacers, and over there, financial progress is the game plan. No matter if you're you're ahead or behind, can always be going for the financial win when you use the red key. Key Bank is member FDIC.
There's never an excuse for missing anything on The Fan. 1070 The Fan on connected devices and smart speakers. 1070thefan.com. 1070 The Fan app on iTunes and the Google Play Store. For a full list, go to 1070thefan.com/listen. Plus, you can listen to all the shows by subscribing to the podcast. Take us anywhere and everywhere you go. FM 107.5 and 1070 The Fan. Your home for indie sports. You're listening to The Ride with JMV.
The sportos, the motorheads, geeks, sluts, bloods, wastoids, dweebies, they all adore him. They think he's a righteous dude.
FM 107.5 and 1070 The Fan.
But I don't know how. Tony's here. Austin's the intern. I'm John. Hi.
I appreciate Fife giving me credit for showing up every other day.
Fife mentioned you like 9 times in that interview right there.
Well,
that was
we're
impressive.
boys, John. You know, our games are very similar. You know.
Fife is such a good dude, though, man. I like him.
He saw me in Houston go to work.
I'm a big Tapek guy, too, man. Going back.
I love Tapek.
Yeah, very good. Seriously, though.
So glad at Christmas I found that basketball.
I hope that Dane gets some interest, head coaching wise, coming up this year.
Maybe somewhere in the A-10 or the American Conference. Some teams that
it's
are
a good program that you can work with and see what happens right there. Hopefully, because I like him. No, don't write that up there on the board. I know exactly where you're going. Don't write that up there. This is from Brian. Is that the guy who should be in Bloomington? IU administration is a joke.
That wasn't what I was going to write on the board.
I know exactly what you're going to write on the board. Know exactly. I can read what you're doing before you do it. JMV. Pacers going to sit around on their damn ass and not ever try to get better. This is from Rob. Pacers get Dennis Smith Jr., DeAndre Jordan, the first pick. Mavericks get Miles Turner, TJ Leaf, Corey Joseph, Dad. Well, that was just what Rob dropped in there, but there is a big deal right now that's just about set to be finalized involving Kristaps Porzingis. It's a big one, too. Going from the Knicks to the Mavericks. Dennis Smith Jr., DeAndre Jordan, who else? Wes Matthews Jr. going to, this is off the top of my head here, I hope I'm getting this right, going from New York to Dallas in return. So I mentioned Dennis Smith Jr. Going to New York. Going from New York to Dallas is Tim Hardaway Jr., Porzingis, Courtney Lee. So it's mammoth. It is mammoth. It's from Scott. JMV, great show. Should Archie Miller go? I'm not all for cutting loose a coach after 2 years, but I'm telling you what, 7-game losing streak, and as bad as it looks right now, and when you look to the future, you're thinking, what in the hell's going on here? I mean, it's a mess. It is, and listen, and I'm not going overboard with it. They're a mess, and it's a chore to watch them. And the problem that you have is the expectations were out there, and not only are they not coming within, a zip code of the expectations, they look like one of the worst teams of the damn conference. In a year where the conference is going to be up and going to be tough, this looked like one of the worst teams in the conference. You've lost to Rutgers in consecutive games. You're likely going to lose now 8 consecutive games in the Big Ten. Honestly, you've seen less, right? I'm not suggesting they will because they won't, but you've seen stuff like that happen for less. It's a mess. Looks like a mess. Like, I give you a great – here's the thing. You look at – you'll say, well, you went off on the Pacers, and the Pacers still have – the problem they have is the trade deadline if you want to try to do something there, and you're trying to figure out what your team might be prior to that without Vic. But there's a large chunk of the season remaining. But 7 consecutive losses. To me, the Pacers would be easier to be able to pick themselves up and win some games as opposed to how IU's going to do it, because what you see IU right now is what IU is. So we've seen the Pacers without Vic, and it's just kind of got you wondering, all right, they're 7-4, and even in the losses, they didn't look this bad. What the hell's happening here? Last night to me was embarrassing. But you kind of know what you have in IU. You kind of know what you have in Butler right now. Yeah, and now the talk's going upstairs. Talk's going upstairs to the athletic director's office and Fred. And hell, nobody's even talking about it anymore. Well, this is no longer an elite program. I think everybody's just kind of resigned to that fact. Hey, how about just being able to? It seems like to me, you get Michigan. Michigan State certainly does. I mean, even Ohio State to a degree. I mean, these guys are reloading on the fly, and you got some serious issues going on down there right now. Looks like a mess. I mean, you got 2 guys you thought you were going to be able to count on, and these 2 guys for most of that part are, to me, some of the larger parts of the issues here. JMV, was the 22-zip run worse than the 17-zip start against Michigan? That is knocked down a shot occasionally. Think about last night. They go 9:30, spanning the first half and the second half without scoring a point. A point. They started that Michigan game 17-0, and probably lucky that it wasn't worse. Michigan actually, during that opening run, missed some shots. It's from Nathaniel. What do you think about Wesley Matthews as a candidate to the Pacers if he's bought out of New York? Yeah, Wesley Matthews was somebody that I had mentioned. I'm just not as excited about it right now, considering what I've seen through 3 games, considering how I was last week at this time. But, yeah, if you mention, Wesley Matthews was a guy that we talked about. Wesley Matthews, is he going to get that buyout in New York? Is that what's going to happen? Or will he play out the string? Because they are clearing massive cap space to try to make a run at 2 major free agents coming up in the summertime. Sitting here right now, I would, yeah.
Yeah.
Sitting here right now, I would.
What have they won, 10 games?
What's Wesley Matthews? I looked those up last week and I forgot because you didn't think that they were going to go after a guy like that via a trade. But if he does, if his contract is bought out, that's a guy that
13 points a game
that I had interest in.
Shooting
at the beginning.
41% from the field, 38 from 3, averages 13, 2, and 2, and 30 minutes per contest.
I think I've jacked around too long here to do quick slant in this segment, didn't I?
We can do it quick. We can make it happen.
All right, 239-1070. You on the other side. Tony's got a quick slant for me. You got music, or do I got to come up with it? Tony's got the music. Quick slant.
Ready to go. You ready?
You're not going to ask any jackass questions of me here, though, are you?
I'll ask whatever I damn well please, John. I created this segment. Ready?
Quick slant. Let's go.
All right. Will the Pacers make any type of move at all prior to the deadline?
They will. They're gonna bring somebody in that's going to have a contract bought out. Yes.
So that'll be after the deadline?
Hell, I don't know when somebody's made available. I guess maybe. I don't know if I can tell you that. I guess it'd have to be before.
Yeah.
Well, it wouldn't have to be before.
It'd probably be after. I would say.
I guess it would kind of have to be after. It
in the next month. Yeah, in the next month.
Let's say yes. Let's say yes.
What's the coldest that you can ever remember being?
1994, I had to take my friend Brad Holzclaw to class at Indiana University, and I want to say it was minus 25 when I was driving a 1983 four-door Oldsmobile Sierra around Bloomington, picking Brad Holzclaw up from class. I think minus 25 on that day was the coldest. 1994, Tony.
What song does Dalton play on the radio before putting the moves on Doc?
I forget what the song is called, but I hear it. What is it?
These Arms of Mine by Otis Redding.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Because she shook off some rock song.
Yeah, rock song, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And went with that. She was quick to get it on. There wasn't any screwing around there. She didn't have any drawers on.
Well, there was.
She didn't have any drawers on either. Hey, we're ready. Here's what's happening.
They skipped the foreplay.
Hey, you had me at living in a loft.
Yeah.
You had me at living in the barn loft
and
right
talking
there.
about my ex-husband. Who scores the first touchdown?
There wasn't any small talk there. He just, hey, we're going to go right from getting this Otis Redding song on to
pitting you on the wall. Who scores the first touchdown of the Super Bowl on Sunday?
I'm going to say it's going to be the Rams. We're going to have one of those comebacks from the Patriots again, aren't we?
I'm with
Rams
you.
Score first.
I'll go Cooper Kupp. Your favorite all-time Super Bowl?
Oh, I mean, for around here, say Super Bowl 20 for a fan. Super Bowl 20 when I was a Bears fan. That was just such a big deal because I'd been a Bears fan forever and they had sucked basically forever for my existence and being a fan. And that was kind of the culmination of being a Bears fan back in 85, or in this case, January of 86. So I would definitely say Super Bowl 20. Let's see. I have a great memory of a couple of the Redskins Super Bowls. They weren't my favorites, but the one where John Riggins in 83 was the MVP was a good one to watch right there. And, of course, around here, as somebody covering it, there was nothing better than Super Bowl 41 and, the Colts going down to Miami and winning that game in the rain. And finally, everybody, it was kind of like one of those exorcism types of moments where you get everybody off your back for that moment. You finally win it, bring a championship here. Knowing what this franchise had gone through since moving here from Baltimore, that was a pretty big moment. There's no doubt. That's the biggest moment. There's a difference. Covering it and then a fan, there's a difference for me.
All right, 4 more questions, 2 minutes. Will Tom Brady win another Super Bowl?
Yeah, Sunday.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's fine.
Yeah.
Who will be the next AFC quarterback to play in his first Super Bowl?
AFC? Oh, man. I would have to think that Mahomes is going to be, right? Mahomes, they have the team right now better set for it. I'm going to say Mahomes and the Chiefs.
What seed will the Pacers end up with in the Eastern Conference?
Jesus, you really have to ask that? It looks like that. The last 3 games would dictate that they're going to be lucky to sit on an 8, 7, or 6 right now, the way this is going. Now, hopefully things change later on tonight, and again, hopefully we're just talking about 3 games. But 3 games, they don't look like they're close. They don't even look like the same group right now. That's the problem.
All right, last question. With Purdue looking to be the only team in the state to go to the NCAA tournament, who is your long shot pick to win their conference tourney and possibly make it in as a second team from the state? I'd go Purdue Fort Wayne. But you know how the whistles are up in South Dakota.
Yeah, I think you would have to say Fort Wayne right now. But, yeah, you wouldn't say anybody. You wouldn't say Ball State looks like
Buffalo.
They're nothing now. Notre Dame, no way. Valpo,
IPOI,
no
maybe.
way. I mean,
no,
Evansville, Indiana State. Holy crap. That was like the fourth and final dagger in that craptastic night of hoopage last night was that mess.
Yeah, nobody's getting by Loyola, and if anybody does, it'd be Illinois State who beat them last night. No jackassery in this quick slant, Johnny.
Well done. Hey, turn me up over there.
Yep.
Hey, how you doing, Doc? Yeah, let's just go back to your barn loft.
You been married before?
I don't.
Yeah, I have. All right, cool.
By the way, we're across the lake from my former husband's house. That's just, hey, I'm turned on by this barn loft. I don't have any drawers on.
Let's talk about my uncle.
You tell me why in 1989 Roadhouse was not nominated for Best Picture. I have no idea why, just because of what we're talking about right now. Quick break, top of the hour at Chapel. Rab Johns at 5:30. Roadhouse, everybody.
Museum by Moonlight at the Children's Museum of Indianapolis is back Saturday, February the 23rd. Register to win a pair of tickets online now, 1070thefan.com.
Here's what's happening with the Fan.
The 2019 Circle City Donut Dash, hosted by Teachers Treasures, is Saturday, February the 16th. Register now to run an Indy's Tastiest 5K at 1070thefan.com. The Fan is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Like and follow the Fan for updates on all things Indy Sports Center. And you go to our website and you can find out where the next fan event will be. Check out all of our live remotes, appearances, and more under the Events tab.
For more info, click on IndySportsCenter.com.
How much do you need to save for retirement? Hi, I'm Rick Edelman, founder of Edelman Financial Engines. The question's simple, but the calculation can be complex. How much you need to save for retirement depends on how much income you want, what outside sources you'll have, like Social Security and pensions. And here's the good news. You don't have to guess. We can give you the answer. For more than 32 years, we've shown people just like you how much you need to save for retirement and how to invest it. And now's your chance. Call us for the personal financial advice and investment management services you need with local offices to serve you. At Edelman Financial Engines, we're happy to help you whether you have a little to invest or a lot or anything in between. Come see why thousands of folks just like you rely on Edelman Financial Engines. Call us at 888-PLAN-RIC. That's 888-PLAN-RIC. Or visit us at rickedelman.com. That's ricedelman.com.
Chronic headaches, constant sinus infections, pain and pressure. The fatigue was overwhelming.
That's Karen. She suffered for years with chronic sinus infections. She'd go to urgent care, see her doctor.
And we would do the same thing. Steroids, antibiotics, nasal sprays.
Now, her issues are gone. How? A minimally invasive procedure done in the office of Indianapolis Sinus Center called balloon sinuplasty.
Now my sinus cavities are open. You can breathe on a constant basis and not get sinus infections. I don't get headaches anymore. I don't take naps anymore. I'm like, oh, this is miraculous.
Do you suffer with chronic sinus infections, facial pain, pressure? Is it difficult to breathe through your nose? Find out if balloon sinuplasty is the solution for you. Set an appointment today with the Indianapolis Sinus Center. Call 317-528-9650. 317-528-9650. That's 317-528-9650.
Darren College, a former NFL Super Bowl champion, signed the most important contract of his life to serve in the Army National Guard.
I've had a lot of military in my family. It's a big part of what my family's done for a long time. I want to go out there and make a difference. I didn't find that working behind a desk, so for me it was a pretty easy decision to make. And then the opportunity to serve my community and serve my country was just icing on the cake.
To learn how to be part of the Army National Guard, log on to nationalguard.com. Sponsored by the Indiana Army National Guard. Aired by the Indiana Broadcasters Association and this station.
Get ready for the greatest little show on earth. The Micro Wrestling Federation is back and bigger than ever. Live and direct from the Jerry Springer Show, Maury Povich, and the WWE. You've never seen a midget wrestling show like this before.
Hey, bring it on.
High flying, body slamming, and off the top rope. Don't miss the Midget Mania with the Micro Wrestling Federation at 8 Second Saloon this Friday. Tickets and reserved seating available at Ticketmaster or the 8 Seconds box office. Must be 21.
7-time Grammy Award-winning singer-songwriter John Mayer hits the road in 2019. An evening with John Mayer, performing songs spanning his entire career. Bankers Life Fieldhouse, August 12th. Get tickets this Friday at noon at Ticketmaster.com. There's more at JohnMayer.com.
Hey, this is Jeff Saturday, and I want to tell you what to do if you ever have a fire or flood or mold damage at your home or place of business. Call More Restoration Disaster Cleanup. I can tell you firsthand that their customer service and response time is second to none in Indiana. So if you ever have an unexpected fire or flood like I did, call the only Indianapolis restoration company that I used in my home. Call More Restoration or visit morerestoration.com. And hey, tell them Jeff Saturday sent you.
Your Indiana Pacers host the Los Angeles Lakers Tuesday at 7. It's Lance Stephenson and the Lakers' only visit this season. Get your tickets at Pacers.com. Pacers, Lakers, Tuesday at 7.
The Boston Celtics host the Oklahoma City Thunder. Sunday afternoon at 1:30 on FM 107.5 at 1070 The Fan. The Ride with JMV.
Who sucked out the feeling?
On FM 107.5 at 1070 The Fan.
Dane Fife is always really good. Podcast 1070thefan.com. A Yeti 110. Chris Jansen here, Tony. me a boat. Yeehaw! Hey, by the way, we mentioned Roadhouse last segment.
Yeah.
Kelly Lynch's birthday is today. Did you know the story that every time Bill Murray, I don't think this is legend, I think this is accurate. Every time Bill Murray is watching television and Roadhouse comes on, and that scene that Patrick Swayze and Kelly Lynch sell in the barn loft, I mean, they sell it. They are selling it. Every time that comes on, he knows apparently the husband of Kelly Lynch, and he calls. Now, I think that's a true story. If it's not, it needs to be. And even if it's not, we need to talk it up. I love it. JMV, fire the IU coach and they go on a run. Fire him. JMV, how much does this losing streak ruin a higher draft pick from Romeo? How much does his play do it? He's still going to go. He's going to be, a draft pick, but he looks awful. Awful.
Yeah, somebody called in and said that you should play that belt buckle jamming music or something.
Oh, that's the way. Oh, yeah.
So glad you
Well,
did.
see, that's coming up to Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is during the week this year, so we get to get down with a little Teddy Pendergrass.
That's 2 weeks from today.
Little Force MDs, Tender Love, Love So Tender.
Basically, yesterday's show when I came in with slow jams for Mike Wells every time.
Did you do a little Shy, Comforter? That's always on my Valentine's Day playlist right there.
No, yesterday we had
Jodeci?
No, didn't get there.
H-Town, Knockin' Boots?
No, I played some Candy Rain for sure.
Yeah.
Some SWV.
Mm-hmm.
Some PM
Did
Dawn.
you play I Get Weak?
By
SWV?
No, I played I'm So Into You.
Okay.
It was a good day. Rump Shaker by Rex and Effects. On Bended Knee by Boys to Men. Let's Talk About Sex by Salt and Pepper. And Peaches and Herb Reunited. Because him and Greg.
That's all right, though.
About that.
That's good. Hey, top of the hour, Chapel Rab Johns at 5:30. John Mayer tickets to give away to Riverside, California. And Will wants to talk IU. Go ahead. How much do you want to talk? It seems like Riverside, California would be a good spot to be compared to people around here having to watch a lot of IU. But go ahead, Will.
I tell you, JMV, it's actually ran out here today, so it's not a great day to be in Southern
Yeah, but what's
California,
the temperature? Hey, man, Will, what's the temperature out there?
It's a balmy 63.
Yeah, I think we'll take it around. It's like we're having a parade around here and celebrating that it got into double digits today. Okay.
Oh, I know. I'm originally from Greenwood, and so I know about that cold weather there in central Indiana. Boy, I tell you, I got a cousin listens to your show, Roy in Greenwood. Shout out, Roy.
I love it. Roy's a good dude. I think I know who you're talking about right there. But yes.
Yeah. Hey, Roy.
Go ahead, Will.
See, I just wanted to say, I'd say IU basketball reminds me of Nebraska football in that we just haven't been able to recreate that magic that we had with old Bob. Just like Nebraska couldn't get past Tom Osborne, and they're kind of in the same spot we are. And I don't know. I think those programs are just very similar.
You think Nebraska or IU, either one will ever be elite level again? Which one would be elite level first, or both SOL in your opinion?
Well, I think they're both SOL, if you ask me. I think they're in cold weather climates where the kids don't want to go anymore, and I just don't. They just can't get. I'll tell you, the worst thing ever happened to IU basketball was Butler basketball getting good. That didn't do IU basketball any good there. I tell you, that's been bad.
Yeah, I don't know. I think IU basketball and IU's done more to make themselves in this situation than anything else has. To be honest with you. So.
Well, I suppose you're right, but I don't see the end in sight, and I see more trouble on the horizon. More than good.
Will in Riverside, California. Will, you call anytime. Tell Roy I said hello. All right. I got no reason to believe that they're ever going to be what people, longtime IU fans, believe that they still are, could be, or what they were. I mean, who you got confidence in leadership-wise right now? I mean, who you got confidence in? It's just, there's no way else to put it. They are, basketball-wise, a mess right now. That's a mess. 8 straight losses if you lose at Michigan State on Saturday, which, saying if's almost comical right now. compared to the expectation year 2. Oh, give him time after year 1. Now year 2, and you're even worse. Got a losing streak in basketball to Rutgers. Well, you're the only team in the Big Ten ever to have that. Anyway, we'll get back to that coming up in a minute. More of your calls. Chapel, I want to talk about Edger and James a little bit with Mike. Mike is always does the research and, puts the whole Edger and James Hall of Fame credentials out there. And we've often wondered why Edger and James does not get in. We'll ask Mike about that, a little bit more about the Colts offseason as well. And Jeff Rabjohn's bottom of the 5 o'clock hour. And, where this thing is going to go from here. I don't see this is something where you can't take anything to me good away where till you believe it's going to turn. Wrong? And I would say the same thing about Butler. I mean, we've seen Butler. That's just Butler looks like last place in the Big East. That's what they look like. And the Pacers through 3 games without Vic. Be nice to see him turning around and get a win tonight and shut everybody up at least for a little bit. But if you don't, it's going to be an ugly tomorrow afternoon. Especially if you play like that again. Because that wasn't worth watching last night either. Worst Wednesday night in the history of basketball here. Indeed. All right, quick one. We'll come back. Mac's going to lead. We got Chapel. We got Rab Johns. We got John Mayer tickets. And we've got Anything Goes, which should be wild, coming up after 6. Back with you next.
Oh, Royal Spa.
White Castle presents Party Food Fouls.
Hey guys, brought some nachos.
Personal foul, soggy snack.
Well, I also brought wings.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, cliche snack.
All right, dude, what do you want?
The ruling is 20 White Castle original sliders for $10 is the best call.
Get 20 original sliders for $10, in-app or online only, at White Castle. Limited time only, tax not included, at participating castles. Cheese and bacon extra, sold in quantities of 20.
I can't get rid of water like I used to. It's embarrassing, but I leak, and I can't get rid of this musty smell. Ew.
If your house could talk.
My foundation was strong, but the stress weighed on me, and I cracked a lot.
I'm literally a walking hazard. I'm not that old. When they told me I needed a lift here and there, well, I never.
No one ever goes down there. Who knew there was mold spreading?
Is your house trying to tell you something? Cracks in the drywall, uneven floors, musty smell. These can be signs of a sinking foundation, crawl space issues, or a leaky basement. Call Indiana Foundation Service for a free inspection at 888-222-0608. That's 888-222-0608. And take advantage of no payments and no interest until 2020. Some restrictions apply.
Now I love the way I look. You can't even tell I had any work done.
Hey, it's John for PAI. WeGrowHairIndy.com. Who's tired of the whole lousy outlook on top of your dome here? Let me see a show of hands. Over 35 years of age, 66% of you, you're losing that dome coverage, and you don't want it. I get it. There's something you can do about it. It's called multi-unit hair drafting at PAI. Did I say multi-unit hair drafting? That would not be accurate. Grafting would be what you're doing in racing. Grafting is what you're doing with PAI. 888-724-5129 or WeGrowHairIndy.com. So I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll send you to Darren Andrews, and he'll explain the difference between grafting and drafting just for you so that you will know. But you can get your real growing hair again. Make that call. Get the wheels rolling on your new, real growing, exceptionally flowing hair again with PAI. 888-724-5129 or WeGrowHairIndy.com today.
Nothing says I love you like a diamond. For centuries and across cultures, it's remained the universal symbol of love, romance, and commitment. And at Diamonds Direct this Valentine's, we're making it easier than ever to celebrate your love with diamond jewelry she'll cherish for a lifetime. Join us February 4th through the 14th for our best offer ever. 5 years, 0 interest financing with nothing down on any purchase. Choose from a special expanded selection of the most romantic gifts, rings, earrings, pendants, bracelets, and bands. Get the guaranteed best price price and spread your payments over 5 years with 0 interest. And yes, all engagement rings are included. So come on, make it an unforgettable day for her with a special gift that symbolizes your love and commitment like nothing else. It's Diamonds Direct's spectacular Valentine's celebration with in-store appearances from top jewelry designers and expanded selection including gifts as low as $200 and 5 years 0 interest financing on approved credit. February 4th through the 14th only, and only at Diamonds Direct.
Keystone at the Crossing.
Hi, I'm Ryan Kelly with Hero.Loan. Did you know that service members are 23% more likely to carry credit card debt? Serving in the military is one of the most courageous things you can do. There is no reason for any of our military, active or retired, to be living paycheck to paycheck. At Hero.Loan, you can cash out 100% of your home's appraised value, and we close VA loans in 14 days. Hero.Loan, the only way to VA. The Home Loan Expert LLC, NMLS number 1326241.
Sports Center updates on the Fan are brought to you by Big O Tires. Buy 3, get 1 free on select in-stock sets of 4 Aspen Touring, AS Mesa, AP2 brand tires. Installation charges extra. See store for details.
This is Indy Sports Center. WFNI, WIBC, HD2, W298BB, W228CX, Indianapolis.
Coming up Friday, our last day live from Atlanta, previewing Super Bowl 53. This is it. The last weekend of the season, we'll make our picks and talk to Von Miller, Adam Thielen, Kyler Murray, and more. Friday, Golick and Wingo on the road, live from Atlanta. 6 Eastern, ESPN Radio, ESPN2.
The Ride with JMV, FM 107.5 and 1070 The Fan.
8-5 earlier podcast, 1070thefan.com. YouTube. It's my face right now. Right in your face. 1070thefan.com. Austin's the intern. Tony is here. Quick Slant was really good. We got Anything Goes at 6. Rab John's coming up in about 30 minutes from now. Mike Chappell in a second. Somebody asked me this because the 30 for 30 on Deion Sanders premieres later on tonight, correct? I did not see the Johnny Bench one on MLB Network last night, and I should have watched it. I should have watched anything else other than what I watched. I watched 4 games. Watched Butler play, IU play, Pacers play, Indiana State play, and everything sucked. I should have watched it. I didn't watch it. Everybody said that was good. But the primetime, Deion Sanders premieres later on tonight. Somebody had asked me, did Deion Sanders play for Florida State when they beat IU in the All-American Bowl in 1986? And I don't believe that he did. I think he got there a year later, maybe. I think he got there a year later. Now, that was Florida State, a winner. And the Florida State player that I remember more than anybody else was Sammy Smith was the running back, I believe. But that was, Dave Cramey, and, who else? Was Ernie Jones on that team? Pete Stoyanovich? This is IU guys. In that year. The All-American Bowl. Back in the day. Yeah, Sammy Smith, I think, was the MVP of that game. He went on. I think he started his career in Miami, running back. I think that was a year before Deion. But the Deion thing should be good. We got a great Deion story around here, if you remember. Back in the day, the old Busch Stadium. He's in here, AAA. And he went up into the stands. He went up into the stands because he said somebody was talking to his female. And he went up into the stands at Busch Stadium. Now, he wasn't the only one. It was funny. Back in the day, a lot of baseball players went up into the stands. And I wasn't there for the Deion one, but I was there for Dan Billardello going up into the stands. My female. Dan Billardello at the time was a catcher. He caught for the Reds. He might have been in the Pirates organization. I think Pittsburgh's AAA affiliation then was Buffalo. And he got mad at somebody calling him not Billardello, but Billardill. And he got mad about that and went up in the stands. I didn't see the Deion one, but I definitely saw Dan Billardello going up in the stands. So that's true. All right, Mac, on the other side. You hang tight. We'll get to your calls coming up next. And, yeah, of course, we got Anything Goes at 6. On the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline, Mike Chappell joins us. Did you ever go to a Indians game at Busch Stadium and see a player go up into the stands?
No, I've been at an Indians game where we had some parents want to go after Robin Miller and because of his loud nature, but no, I've never seen a player go up in the stands.
Yeah, I was mentioning that. I know that Deion Sanders did that once upon a time, and that 30 for 30 premieres later on tonight. I doubt if that has anything to do with it, but he did. Dan Billardello did once, and then I think Rob Dibble, I don't know if he got up in the stands, but I think Rob Dibble was like Nuke Lelouch, couldn't find the strike zone, and the fans were on him. And these fans in particular that would just kind of just jump all over everybody at the games, that was what they did down the first baseline, and he kind of went at them. I don't think he got in the stands, but he went after them nonetheless.
He's a guy that I wouldn't want zeroing in on me. You know, you're yelling at him and yelling at him and you're having fun. Then he looks at you and he comes after you. I think Dibble's a guy that would clean up. Yeah. That's the impression I get on him.
Dibble at Riverfront Stadium once upon a time got mad and took the ball and threw it from the pitcher's mound up in center field stands and hit somebody with it.
I'm sure your waiver on your ticket clears the team of that.
It is not bad. All right, what's the latest on the Edgerrin James stuff? I know that you're always putting stuff together and trying to convince those to vote for him in the Hall of Fame. What's the latest there?
Well, we'll see. I just got into Atlanta this afternoon. I'm down at the media center. I spent the last week just going over things and charts and lists and when I do all, I've got 7 or 8 lists of significant most 2,000-yard total yard seasons, most 1,500-yard seasons rushing, most yards in the first 7 years, most yards in the first 9 years of a career. Edgerrin's on every list. And the other players that are on the list with him are first ballot Hall of Famers. So I talked to him last week. He said, I'm not going to freak out about it. He said, I've done what I can do. He said, what else could I have done? He said, this is my body of work. And if you would just really look at his body of work, you'd think, well, of course he's in the Hall of Fame, isn't he? I went back and again, I used the top 55 all-time rushers. That goes down to Terrell Davis. He's 55th.
Yeah.
And all of, let me see, how is it now? 17 of the 20 are first ballot or second-year eligible Hall of Famers. The only outliers are Jim Taylor, Larry Zonk, I'm doing this on top of my head, and I think Terrell Davis. Everybody else was a first or second-year guy, and here's Edgerrin waiting in his 5th year, 3rd year in the room. So we've talked before that there's a national perception, and it's there, I don't care what anyone says, that he was a very good player surrounded by great players. And, he had Peyton, he had Marvin, he had Reggie, and Dallas Clark, and he had well, they had him. You talk to Peyton Manning, and he said Edgerrin made everything work. The running game makes everything work. Not saying they wouldn't have been great without him, but the biggest fight that I have is convincing people that he belongs with all these great running backs. Does he belong with Jerome Bettis? Are you kidding me? I mean, Jerome Bettis is not the player Edgerrin James was. And there's 2 or 3 other guys like that. I can't say that in the room because then I lose that guy's vote. But it's frustrating because, with the running back, these are the numbers, and they're only going to get better. They're only going to look better because you're not going to have. There's not a great list of running backs coming up that are going to challenge the all-time list. Frank Gore and Adrian Peterson are the only ones ahead of Edgerrin that aren't in the Hall of Fame. So I don't know if this is the year. I hope it is. I joked with him last week. I said I wish you'd rush for another 1,500 yards last year. You would have made my job easier. But the resume that he's got just shouts out Hall of Fame. We'll see.
Is anybody else politic for Edgerrin James?
Not that I know of.
Yeah.
You mean in the room or?
Yeah,
or
I mean anyway. I mean, how much of an island does it feel like you're on when you're explaining everybody and trying to convince everybody of this?
Well, yeah, there's some truth to that because you do your 7 or 8 minute endorsement and a lot of times there's a lot of dialogue. I mean, a couple of years ago when we were debating Terrell Owens, I mean, holy smokes, it was 20 minutes of nasty back and forth. In good back and forth. With Edgerrin, you say your piece and you sit down, it's like crickets. You're thinking, you either really believe this, and at some point I want to say, okay, those of you who don't think he's worthy, why not? What are you holding against him? And maybe I should do that, or I don't know. But there's not a lot of guys, because one thing that's irritating in the room is, again, each Hall of Fame finalist guy has a guy from his market that stands up and speaks for him. But sometimes you have a guy get up and speak for a guy, and then somebody else gets up and speaks for the same guy, which is not the way it's supposed to be. So it does feel like you're, screaming into the wilderness, but that's the way we do it. And again, the one thing that I'm just going to stress, along with all these numbers and everything, is the longest we've made an elite running back wait to get in. And if we take Terrell Davis out of it, because he was sort of unique with his the length of his career. But the longest guy we've made wait was Jerome Bettis, and he got in on the fifth time, this is Edgerrin's fifth time to try to get in. So, and to explain it to your listeners, what makes it difficult for any of these guys is only 5 of the 15 get in. And this year, you've got Ed Reed, you've got Tony Gonzalez, and you've got Champ Bailey, which probably are going to be first-time Hall of Famers. That leaves 2 spots for 12 guys, and it's just tough. You've got all these offensive linemen, which if 2 offensive linemen get in, Edge has no chance. And you got Ty Law, you got Richard Seymour, which, we could argue Richard Seymour, John Lynch. So I'm confident when I'm going over his stats and coming up with my presentation, and then I just go through. I've done this twice before for him, and again, it's like you're shouting against the wall, because I don't know it resonates. Well, it certainly doesn't resonate with enough people. But I just sort of feel like maybe this year I'm going to say, okay, for those of you who aren't hearing what I'm saying, what do you need to hear? Or is this guy just never going to get in?
Does he do any politicking at the Super Bowl? Will he be there?
No.
What?
He'll be here because he's got a condo and he's got a cigar bar.
Would it help him if he did?
No.
If he did Radio Row interviews and said this is it and this is that?
No, and that's I talked to him last week. He said, I'm not doing that dog and he called it monkey stuff, but the dog and pony stuff. He's not. He won't do that, and he thinks it's kind of crazy. He won't do it. But then he thinks it helps when there are guys who have been on TV a lot, NFL Network, Terrell Davis, Kurt Warner, people like that. Tony Baselli, maybe he's one of the 15. He sort of thinks that maybe that helps, but he won't do that, obviously. So I don't think so. I do think it helped Terrell Davis. Having said that, I think it did help Terrell Davis that he was out there all the time. And his was such a quirky career. He basically played 4 years, but his postseason stats were so incredible, 2 Super Bowls, that it outweighed the shortness of his career. And one thing I'll say, and if I lose the Denver vote, so be it, but Edgerrin, after he blew out his ACL in 2001, he rushed for more yards than Terrell Davis did in his career after his ACL. So it's things like that I want to say, what does it take to get you folks to understand how really, really how great this player was, and we'll see.
Mike Chappell, CBS 4 and Fox 59 in Atlanta, talking Edgerrin James, talking Super Bowl. It's kind of funny. I get this all the time. Yeah, I'm not interested in the Super Bowl. I guess it would stand to reason around here because of the participants, but it is always kind of funny. You get to going right now, and it's huge everywhere else, and around here it's kind of a little bit of a blip.
Yeah, and the people that are interested, they're hoping the Patriots get beat.
Exactly.
So that's the rooting interest, is whoever the Patriots are playing, and as much as I call them the evil empire, and people get tired of them winning, but I tell you, if you step back, you just have to admire what they've done in a salary cap era that is tailor-made to not allow this to happen. So as much as you may dislike Brady and Belichick and all that stuff, you got to tip your hat to them because this is not easy to do, and they do it year after year.
They do as well. You think Tom Brady says he's coming back next year. Then I saw where Robert Kraft, I think, was asked about longer-term deals, and he said he was willing to sign him to a longer-term contract. How long do you think this dude's going to end up playing?
Well, we've not seen any decline in his play. Maybe not quite as much arm strength. I don't know, but he's never been an arm strength guy. I don't think, as far as just pure throwing the ball, from here to there real quick. So until he shows decline, and it is funny, they'll show decline maybe once a year in September, and people will pile on him, and then they'll come back and they'll rub everybody's face in it. So, I mean, I'm not betting against the guy. I think what's funny is remember when the Colts were going so good with Manning, and even the early luck years, how the AFC South was trash. What about the AFC East? How about giving the Patriots some competition, for crying out loud? I mean, they've been a great team. But who's really, Buffalo, the Jets, Miami occasionally will pop up at 8-8 or 9-7, but as great as they've been, they've sort of had not a lot of competition through the year. So I mean, it'd be nice to see those other three teams get their acts together. But as long as Brady's around and Belichick's around, they're going to be in the conversation every year.
No doubt about that. Mike Chappell is with us. So who's next on the agenda for Chris Ballard and the Colts as far as, what you think? I mean, Glowinski earlier this week and Vinatieri last week. Is it Desir? And how tough is the decision going to ultimately be on Clayton Geathers, you think, moving into the offseason here?
Well, it's at a higher level because he didn't miss quite as much time, but it's sort of like the Jack Muir situation where they brought him back sort of a prove it. Now, Gathers deserves more, respect than that, if that's the right word. But you sort of listen to Chris Ballard, and he singled out Clayton Gathers. This is a guy, I loved him, and I told him what he means and all this stuff, and that's one thing when you talk from the heart. Then when you sit down and you say, yeah, but he's missed, some 20-some games, and I'm not talking with, high ankle sprain. It's been a concussion, and it's been that neck injury that he's had like twice, once with a surgery. So that's the tough one. They want him back. They really do. But how much can you invest in a guy that has had trouble staying on the field, in part because of the way he plays? Because he's just that kind of a run-into-a-wall type of guy. But I think he's interesting. Pierre Desir, does Desir think he can get more on the open market? I'd have Dontrell Inman re-signed and then try to find a number 2 receiver. So they still got 3 or 4 guys that I think they really want to bring back. The rest of them, I don't want to say you dismiss them because there were some good players, but the Margus Hunts and people like that, as really incredible as his career took off the last 2 years, you want to get a little bit better and you want to get a little bit younger at what he does. But I don't think he's certainly not done yet. But whether or not Desir and then Gathers and I guess Chester Rogers and Inman. Chester Rogers is restricted, so that's you just tender him and not worry about it. Matthias Farley, you'll tender him. But I do believe Chris Ballard when he says, I want to re-sign our own.
Yeah.
Because that's the safest way of investing money in personnel.
Final quick thing with you regarding Jack Doyle. Is there any question that he's not going to return to form next season coming off of that injury?
I would think so. I mean, when we talked to him, I'm trying to think how it went about we were talking about the kidney injury, and he said, well, I got that and some other things, and it was the hip. And if I'm not mistaken, I don't think surgery was ruled out. And so I think until we see him back out there, you certainly hope he comes back because he's such a valuable player at what he does. But when you're talking, the kidney is probably the one that, this is kind of crazy. you're least worried about long term as far as coming back from, because Andrew Luck did that. It just needs time, I assume. But the hip, that's it. It's just you don't know. The guy in Baltimore was a Dennis Pita, and maybe another guy had hip issues, and he never got over it. So I think until we see Jack Doyle out there, if not in the off-season program, but then in mini camps and in OTAs, I just think you have some question in your mind. I hope he's back, because I think he's exactly what they want here, what they need here. But with that hip injury, I just think you kind of keep a little bit of caution until he's back out there.
You guys didn't lose power in Beech Grove, did you?
No, about 25% did, but we didn't.
I saw that, yeah.
As bad as it sounds, sorry for the 25%, but I was fine.
Yeah, I saw a lot of people, unfortunately, lost some power, and that sucks. But, hey, we hit the double digits today, so things are looking up, and we'll 60 degrees by Sunday, and then back to...
Was it 3 to 5 inches of snow tomorrow?
I think so, yeah, that's what they're saying. And at least we won't have to shovel it or anything, because it'll melt away by Sunday. That's awesome.
It'll probably melt away. I'm on my way. My sump pump kicks in, because I did have a sump pump put in last week because I ended up having an indoor swimming pool from all the snow and the rain, so hopefully that's taken care of.
My man, good luck with Edgerrin and the presentation again, and it's always great having you on. Safe travels, buddy.
Thank you.
It's Mike Chappell, CBS 4 and Fox 59 right there. I got a double battery backup sump pump. My man Brian Neer and Trent Smith finally just said, all right, screw this, because I kept having water in my basement all the time. I think I got a double battery. The light's always green, I guess. I can tell that's how it's working. I don't know. What? Maybe. JMV. You guys are great here. Thank you. I think Wes Matthews is a perfect fit for the Pacers. Somebody tweeted, what's the dude's name? Bobby Marks of ESPN said that both Wes Matthews and DeAndre Jordan were candidates as a part of that Knicks-Mavericks deal to have their contracts bought out, in this case, by the Knicks. So we'll see. I had mentioned last week Wes Matthews Jr., this is prior to the trade, and he would have, obviously wouldn't have made any sense in they trade last week, but his contract being bought out, I would think makes a little sense for the Pacers. All right, 239-1070. Mac has been waiting on hold. Mac, go ahead. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you, sir?
Great. Go ahead.
I'm an old man, and I've been hearing you talk about this IU thing.
Yeah.
I just want to remind some people, there was an old boy down in North Carolina, I believe it is, called Dean Smith, and they hung him in effigy the first or second year. They wanted to get rid of him so bad. So you young folks out there just need to settle down, relax, get excited like Purdue has, and it'll all be good.
So this is the Mac guarantee that it's all going to be good.
No, it's not.
I'm going to hold you to it.
But today is such an I need it now type. And when you get to be older, you'll figure out that you don't need to run red lights and all that bullshit. 2 minutes is not going to kill you. You know what I'm saying?
We got you.
I called in earlier about the belt buckle rubbing music. I don't know.
Buckle. You called in to talk about buckle rubbing music?
Belt buckle. Now, I'm not just buckle music.
Belt buckle rubbing.
Some of that.
Well, that'll hurt a guy right there.
Oh,
that'll hurt.
Back in the 50s, that's all we had, son.
All right.
No, Mac. I love this phone call.
Well,
what we need, Mac. This has been a terrific phone call so far. I need you to drop the mic. I need a kind of. You got anything else to add? Make it really good.
I got more than you can imagine. When you get to be my age and your wife, that old woman, makes you sit out in the garage and drink your whiskey and smoke cigarettes, then you can come up with all kinds of stuff, son.
God, I love Mac is awesome. That's a great phone call for Mac right there.
Please just go to break.
I can't wait until Christy makes me sit out in the garage in a lawn chair drinking whiskey and smoking cigarettes. I can't wait. Mac, That is money. Hey, speaking of which, anything goes is at 6. Kind of like that. Jeff Rabjohn's Bottom coming up on the other side, and John Mayer tickets coming up too.
My favorite part about Geico is the love and the time that they invest into their associates.
Daquan from Indy worked at a grocery store before joining the inside sales team at Geico, where after paid training, he became a professional licensed insurance agent.
They invested time and money in me, to make sure that I was qualified to do the position as well. And they, help you do better. They don't just set goals, they help you achieve them. You're not just a number. They know your face. They know your name.
Visit geico.job/Indy to apply.
Introducing a phone that will change everything. This app will disrupt the world as we know it.
A TV is about to change everything.
Introducing what we've all been waiting for.
A car that will change the world.
This world thrives on new. We're always working towards what's next. And every day, a new thing comes that changes how we live. Sometimes a little, sometimes a little more. We're always inventing and discovering new and better and faster. But maybe we shouldn't be looking to a product to change things. Maybe we don't have to look any further than ourselves. Introducing Looking Out for Each Other. The idea that even just a small gesture can have a huge impact. Introducing something you don't have to buy. You don't hold it, watch it, wear it, or drive it. Introducing something you do. Something that, if we all do, will truly change everything. It's bigger than banking. But as a bank, we'll do our part. Looking out for each other. Huntington. Welcome. Member FDIC.
Know the feeling of satisfaction you get from a job well done? Our customers do. Corey Kreitzberger here, General Manager of your local Benjamin Franklin Plumbing. We're proud to offer customers a 100% satisfaction guarantee backed by 24/7 service and our trained licensed plumbers. Call us and get $52 off any plumbing repair.
Go with the flow, the local pros. Call Benjamin Franklin Plumbing.
Terms, conditions, and tax may apply. License CP 101-00018.
Oh, Connecticut water is the absolute best. It's JMV here from my friends Joe, John, and Dennis and the greatness that is Connecticut. Don't go fooling around with that hard water for another stinking minute. Seriously, get the best water, and that is Connecticut. The Premier Series water softener or the in-home drinking water station. Actually, I shouldn't say or, I should say and. The in-home drinking water station is a life changer. Hey, show of hands here. How many of you have been talking about, I got to drink more water. I got to hydrate better. I got to stay off the soft drinks. I need great water, but I'm sick and tired of dealing with all the bottled water. I'm telling you what, in-home drinking water station, you need one bottle. Continuously fill it up. It's a life changer. It is. And at great prices right now for 2019 at Connecticut. And there are 2 locations. Northeast side in Castleton, south side US 31 and Southport Road. And my guys are online, ready, willing, and able to give you the best water anywhere right now. ConnecticutIndy.com.
A successful team knows how to play. So take your staff to Royal Pen for your company's team building event and share the fun. Royal Pen Leisure Centers offer the perfect combination of food and fun for your company's team building event. At Royal Pen, everyone's on the team when you're bowling. But Royal Pen is more than just bowling. We also offer a lot more activities, all focused on fun. It's always comfy in our non-smoking facilities, and bowling and all of our games are guaranteed to generate team spirit and lots of cheers. Call 465-8484 today and let Royal Pen plan your company's team building event. They'll take care of everything, so all your gang needs to do is relax, unwind, and have fun.
Set them up, knock them down, send them flying, spinning round.
For more information, call 465-8484 or look us up at royalpen.com.
Royal Pen, bowling.
Nothing says I love you like a diamond. For centuries and across cultures, it's remained the universal symbol of love, romance, and commitment. And at Diamonds Direct this Valentine's, we're making it easier than ever to celebrate your love with diamond jewelry she'll cherish for a lifetime. Join us February 4th through the 14th for our best offer ever. 5 years, 0 interest financing with nothing down on any purchase. Choose from a special expanded selection of the most romantic gifts: rings, earrings, pendants, bracelets, and bands. Get the guaranteed best price and spread your payments over 5 years with 0 interest. And yes, all engagement rings are included. So come on, make it an unforgettable day for her with a special gift that symbolizes your love and commitment like nothing else. It's Diamonds Direct's spectacular Valentine's celebration with in-store appearances from top jewelry designers, an expanded selection including gifts as low as $200 and 5 years 0 interest financing on approved credit. February 4th through the 14th only, and only at Diamonds Direct.
Keystone at the Crossing.
Hey, Dan Dockage here for Just Add Water Boats. There is nothing I love more than my Yamaha boat. Don't wait to buy that boat when it's hot out. Buy it now because the manufacturers like Yamaha are enticing you with great deals now. And Just Add Water Boats is having their best of show sales event where you can grab as low as 0 down and 4.99% APR or as low as 3.99% for the first 60 months on Yamaha boats. Visit at 465 on the east side or check them out online at justaddwaterboats.com.
Hi, I'm Ryan Kelly with thehomeloanexpert.com. Credit card companies spend millions of dollars a year to keep you further in debt. All these gimmicks like 0% transfer, 10% off today's purchase are nothing more than traps to keep you further in debt. What if I told you the solution to all your problems was only 5 minutes away? Your home has gained equity at the fastest pace in over a decade. Put that new equity to work and pay off all your credit cards today with a cash-out refinance. TheHomeLoanExpert.com. The Home Loan Expert LLC, NMLS number 1326241.
Your Indiana Pacers host the Los Angeles Lakers Tuesday at 7. It's Lance Stephenson and the Lakers' only visit this season. Get your tickets at Pacers.com. Pacers, Lakers, Tuesday at 7.
The Ride with JMV.
I probably know more about these topographical globes than anybody I know. Lifts are heading from Wisconsin, so they're going to be coming into Eastconsins, just like this.
FM 107.5 and 1070 The Fan.
Oh, Mac! Mac was such a damn good call. It was. RD says this. Good advice. I think I'm going to sit in the garage and smoke, too. Bart Diggler, Mac is belt buckle rubbing. Girls don't wear belt buckles. Sounds like, dude. Mac's legit right there. Sam Cooper says, can Minutes with Mac be a new segment? That's pretty awesome right there. Pete said, oops, the mute button for Mac. Jason Bush, Mac is great. Regular guest spot. Could not agree more with all of you on that right there. JMV at 1070thefan.com. It's from Bob, JMV. The answer is IU wait until next year. And the question was, what does every Indiana University fan say during the basketball season? It's from Brad, JMV. IU may not win again until March the 7th. Look at the schedule. We have looked at the schedule. Connecticut Water question of the day. Will IU win again before March the 7th? Tony, you ready? Get Rap John's on here in a second, but hold on one second. You ready? Michigan State Saturday. No. Iowa at home a week from tonight.
I'll say yes.
Ohio State in Bloomington Sunday the 10th.
They'll win one of those two.
At Minnesota.
No.
At Purdue at home the 19th.
No.
At Iowa.
No.
Wisconsin's versus Eastconsins.
No.
Michigan State at home.
No.
At Illinois.
Yes.
And then Rutgers to close out the regular season. You can't in the regular season losing 3 straight to Rutgers, can you?
Oh boy.
Yeah, there's not a lot of hope right there. I would tend to agree with you. Not a great deal of hope. We'll see if Jeff Rabjohns can help us out, shed a little light. Anything goes, top of the hour. John Mayer tickets coming up in a minute, which is always good. JMV, is it really micro wrestling at 8 Second Saloon? It is. Micro wrestling at the 8 Second Saloon. Why are you not going?
Bring it on.
I mean, a lot of people say, why are you guys doing that? They're the ones that come up with that. That's not us. It's from Chris. Hey, JMV, it's funny to me listening to Pacer fans. What is really the complaint They lost their player. They're struggling. No point in chasing players. Goal every year should be make the postseason to win a series. Pacers making Eastern Conference Finals is like the Lakers winning a title. Good enough. Yeah, about that. I'm sorry. I can't. I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed in the last three and incredibly disappointed in last night. And frankly, last night in local hoops, collegiately or professionally, may have been the worst night in recorded basketball history around here. Seriously, I watched Butler, you saw what happened. IU, you saw what happened. Pacers, you saw what happened. Indiana State closed it out last night. Carbondale, you saw what happened. Maybe the worst Wednesday night of hoop here of all time. To help sort it out on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline from Peegs.com, Jeff Rabjohns joins us. Would you consider that for local basketball fans? Maybe the worst Wednesday night of the history of basketball around here? What do you think?
It was quite bad. I mean, I'd have to go back and look at a calendar, but it would take some research because off the top of my head, and a couple of my friends were texting me this very late last night, it was like I can't think off the top of my head of a night that was worse, because it's not that the local teams lost; it's how they lost, and in IU's case, to whom they lost. I mean, it was a bad night of basketball.
Yeah, and clearly this is the low point of the season. All right, just help us out. We got plenty of negative to talk about. Is there anything at all on the positive side? I mean, anything, even a shred of positivity you can mention, or should we just go ahead and dive into all this negative because there's a ton?
Well, I think the negative certainly, outweighs everything else because that's actually what's occurred to this point. I guess the positives are simply that, IU does have a stretch of home games coming up in the back half of the season after they go to Michigan State and take whatever loss that's going to be, because I don't see a way that this group, in its state of health, play, et cetera, I don't see a way in the world they win at Michigan State. So after they lose that one, then they actually do have a stretch of home games. And so if they can play well at home, they've got a chance to kind of right the ship. Now, that's a lot of ifs in there. I understand that. But you asked, are there any positives? Yeah, okay, the schedule kind of flips to more friendly home as opposed to road. And I think there's a chance that, they get, maybe Race Thompson out there to help a little inside, and, maybe that helps some. But there's not a lot of positives right now. They're not playing well. They're unbelievably beat up. The guy who I think is their third best player on the roster, is out for the season with a serious lower leg injury. And I said serious lower leg injury. So, how they find 5 or 6 more wins, it's going to have to be unbelievably creative stuff like they did, when they beat Louisville, when they beat Butler, and won games like that.
Hey, where's the biggest issue in all of what you basically just talked about, and I thought smashingly described as going wrong? Where's the biggest issue with this group, with the coaching staff, with all that we're talking about right now?
Offensively, in particular, shooting the ball. They allowed Rutgers to go on a 22-0 run. Let me say that again. They allowed Rutgers to go on a 22-0 run. And coaches like to talk about defense. Well, there were times IU forced Rutgers to miss shots. But during that home run, IU did not score a single point. They couldn't get it inside. They couldn't make threes. They've allowed big runs to Michigan to start that game. They allowed an extended run to Northwestern in leading to the loss up there. So the biggest problem for Indiana right now is they just don't have talented offensive players. I mean, they've got 2 guys that you can throw the ball to and expect them to make a score. Maybe 2.5 some games. Al Durham has started to show he's getting close. But if you drafted a 15-player team out of all the players in the Big Ten, you take 2 from IU, and you may only take 1 if you're a traditionalist and you want bigs. And if you want old-school bigs, you're taking Bruno Fernando, you're taking Nick Ward, you're taking those guys over Juwan Morgan. And people keep saying, well, put Juwan at the 4. If you actually look at the scoring circles and where they score and who they score against, Juwan Morgan scores against fives because he has a little bit of advantage on the quickness side. When he goes against fours who are 6'7", 6'8", and quick, he has a lot of problems. So offensively and an inability to shoot threes, those are their biggest problems.
It's Jeff Rabjohns. Hey, I tell you what, Rabbi, I'm gonna put you on hold just for a minute because your phone's kind of crackling just a little bit. I'm gonna put you on hold, Tony. Let's see if we can figure that out a little bit because it's a kind of a crackling, not so enjoyable sound, and I don't want to let the information Jeff's passing along here take away from that. So we'll see if we can sort that out in just a second. Jeff Rabjohns of Pigs.com talking about IU, 7 consecutive losses. It's going to be 8 coming up on Saturday against Michigan State. And where they go from here. What do you think? We redo that a little bit?
Try it out.
All right. Jeff rejoins us now on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. Sorry about that. We got some crackling going on. I didn't want that to take away from the information you're passing along.
No problem, none at all.
So we're back and we're good right now. I appreciate that. What do you do? What do you do next if you're the coaching staff? And then along the same lines, what's the fan reaction been on the boards at Pigs.com? I'm sure it's been brutal.
Yeah, I mean, I think the fan reaction is what you'd expect. Although I think I was actually surprised. About half the people realized, hey, you have to stack recruiting classes. And Archie has one recruiting class in. No, it's not fun. No, that does nothing to make anybody feel any better. And the people who are angry say, I don't want to hear about it, because if you actually tell people, hey, look at what Tony Bennett had to do at Virginia. Look at what Jay Wright had to do at Villanova. Even John Beilein at Michigan. They have to stack recruiting classes to get their kind of guys. The people who just want to be angry are going to ignore that because that doesn't do anything to soothe. That's not salve on the anger. That doesn't do anything to calm people down. And if you want to be angry, certainly I think, you can be upset, And so I think there are some fans that they're just really, really annoyed seeing IU play this way. So that's part of it. I think the other part of it is that the expectations that were created by the simple addition of Romeo Langford were incredibly out of bounds. They were unbelievably over the top. It was almost as if, some of the fans who talked about, the last few years of Knight were frustrating. Then we had the Mike Davis years, and that was exasperating. And people talked about the embarrassment of Sampson. Then the kind of like the tease of Tom Crean. It came close, but it wasn't there. And they're like, they're waiting. And it's like this savior from New Albany is going to journey to Bloomington and all will be well again. And some of the narratives written, some of the tones and almost biblical level language, it was like, guys, he's really good, but he can't shoot from distance. He's a terrific driver. He's going to probably be IU's leading scorer, but he's going to average 18 to 20. He's not going to go in there and average 30. He's going to be a key player, but I think the expectations got skewed because people thought IU has Romeo, therefore they are a Big Ten title contender, and it was never close. It was never close to that.
Most people that communicate with me about it say that he doesn't play that hard. Does he, in your eyes, play that hard?
Well, there are times he plays hard. There are times he is not playing hard. Last night he misses that jumper, and then he doesn't even turn around and run back. And a guy who is closer to the IU basket at the time Romeo takes the shot turns around and beats Romeo back for a layup. The same thing happened in the Michigan game. The same thing happened in the Northwestern game. So I think it's fair to say there are times Romeo is not putting in the kind of effort play to play that you want to see. Now, if a guy plays 60 plays, and he doesn't put out full effort on 5 of them, I think it's disingenuous to make an overall statement. So-and-so doesn't play hard overall. But, there are times you can question his effort. And I don't think I think that's just simply observable. But I think the people who make big statements are going a little too far based off of a few plays where you go, he wasn't good that play.
Hey, Jeff, I need to take a break here, and we kind of got sidetracked with the phone. Is it okay if I put you on hold? Can I bring you back?
Sure.
All right, Jeff, I want to bring you back in just a second. IU fans, I think you need to hear this. We'll talk more with Jeff Rabjohns of Pigs.com. Bring him back on the other side. And anything goes in John Mayer tickets coming up in the next 15 minutes. Back with Rabby next.
Kick off the month of May at Rev, presented by Fifth Third Bank as it returns to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway Saturday, May 4th. Tickets on sale now. Get yours before they're gone at revindy.org.
Here's what's happening with the Fan.
The 2019 Circle City Donut Dash, hosted by Teachers Treasures, is Saturday, February the 16th. Register now to run an Indy's tastiest 5K at 1070thefan.com. The Fan is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Like and follow the Fan for updates on all things Indy Sports Center. And you go to our website and you can find out where the next Fan event will be. Check out all of our live remotes, appearances, and more under the Events tab.
For more info, click on IndySportsCenter.com.
Hey, Dan Dockage here, and I have a perfect thing for you to spend your tax refund on. How about yourself? Now's the perfect time to get LASIK from 2020 Institute. I've been telling you about my life-changing LASIK experience with 2020 Institute. It was safe, it was painless, and most importantly, it worked. Tell them Dan sent you and get $700 off and payments as low as $101 per month. Visit 2020 Indy now to book your free consultation. That's 2020indy.com.
Head to Twin Peaks, the ultimate sports lodge where everything's been raised to a higher elevation. Games on huge screens, scratch food bursting from the best kitchen in sports, and something on the menu to satisfy every fan's appetite. Enjoy the shareable items for the table, and of course, Twin Peaks' full-service bar features a huge selection of draft beers, purposefully served at a teeth-chattering 29 degrees in mugs so cold you can see the ice crystals. Head for Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views. 82nd Street and I-69.
Nothing says I love you like a diamond. For centuries and across cultures, it's remained the universal symbol of love, romance, and commitment. And at Diamonds Direct this Valentine's, we're making it easier than ever to celebrate your love with diamond jewelry she'll cherish for a lifetime. Join us February 4th through the 14th for our best offer ever. 5 years, 0 interest financing with nothing down on any purchase. Choose from a special expanded selection of the most romantic gifts: rings, earrings, pendants, bracelets, and bands. Get the guaranteed best price and spread your payments over 5 years with 0 interest. And yes, all engagement rings are included. So come on, make it an unforgettable day for her with a special gift that symbolizes your love and commitment like nothing else. It's Diamonds Direct Spectacular Valentine's Celebration with in-store appearances from top jewelry designers, an expanded selection including gifts as low as $200 and 5 years 0 interest financing on approved credit. February 4th through the 14th only, and only at Diamonds Direct.
Keystone at the Crossing.
Hey, John, for PAI, WeGrowHairIndy.com. If you're losing your hair, get it back. Get it real. Get it flowing again. Nothing fake about it. It's all the real deal. Darren Andrews and PAI. Seriously, it works. Multi-unit hair grafting, artist robotic FUE, right down to the laser hair therapy. It does work. You don't need to drive by just to see it, right? The billboard that I have up off of near Keystone on 465 to see that it works. It really does. It's multi-unit hair drafting, and let Darren Andrews explain it all in full detail to you. 888-724-5129 or WeGrowHairIndy.com right now.
Chronic headaches, constant sinus infections, pain and pressure. The fatigue was overwhelming.
That's Karen. She suffered for years with chronic sinus infections. She'd go to urgent care, see her doctor.
And we would do the same thing: steroids, antibiotics, nasal sprays.
Now, her issues are gone. How? A minimally invasive procedure done in the office of Indianapolis Sinus Center called balloon sinuplasty.
Now my sinus cavities are open. You can breathe on a constant basis and not get sinus infections. I don't get headaches anymore. I don't take naps anymore. I'm like, oh, this is miraculous.
Do you suffer with chronic sinus infections, facial pain, pressure? Is it difficult to breathe through your nose? Find out if balloon sinuplasty is the solution for you. Set an appointment today with the Indianapolis Sinus Center. Call 317-528-9650. 317-528-9650. That's 317-528-9650.
Did the words bezel and pave leave you feeling confused? We get it. Not everyone speaks diamond, but at Helzberg, we do. Our diamond experts can help you customize an engagement ring that's just right. And we'll explain all the fancy words along the way. No pressure and no judgment. Helzberg Diamonds, a Berkshire Hathaway company.
Valentine's Day is Thursday, February 14th. Make it the best one ever and pop the question with the perfect ring from Hellsberg Diamonds.
At the corner of Main and Monon, above Carmel's only high-end steakhouse, sits a bar that's so relaxing and scenic you wish it was just your little secret. The atmosphere is inviting, the environment controlled both inside and out, and the chef-prepared shareables are just as exciting and fresh as the wonderful tasting cocktail that breathes a uniqueness one can only call innovative. Welcome to 3 Up, above Anthony's Chop House, with rooftop views of Carmel, including the growing wall, the perfect selfie spot, easy parking, and weekly entertainment. 3 Up, Main and Monon, Carmel.
The Pacers face the Orlando Magic this evening at 6:30 on FM 107.5 at 1070 The Fan. The Ride with JMV, FM 107.5 and 1070 The Fan.
Jeff Rabjohns rejoins us. Anything goes, top of the hour. You guys hang tight. John Mayer tickets too, but Rabby's on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. All right, you're number 2, Archie Miller. Is there any more pressure, given just how bad things have gone here in the past month, than what is normal for being an Indiana coach right now? Anything going along with just how bad this team has played over the past 7 games?
You mean as far as fan view, or as far as how?
I mean, all encompassing, I guess. You can go fan,
well, I mean,
whatever.
I mean, I think they played poorly during this stretch, and I really think had they won 2 of Nebraska, Northwestern, or Rutgers, it would sort of deodorize the room a little, to borrow a phrase from one of my favorite Peaksters. 7 in a row is really bad. Going 2-5 in a tough stretch is not good. But at least it's like people would be able to say, okay, well, they're not good, but they had some success. They're hanging around the NCAA tournament bubble, what have you. Losing 7 in a row, including 3 of those being Nebraska, Northwestern, and Rutgers, that causes people to get their dander up a little bit. And then that's probably always going to be the case at Indiana.
Yeah. You know what's funny about this is not only do you have a 7-game losing streak going on, but you talk about some of the runs. The 22-zip that spanned the first and the second half, the 17-zip start at home against Michigan last Friday. I mean, various slow starts this year. It has been ugly when it's been ugly.
It has. And it's not only slow starts. Like last night, Indiana actually got up double figures. And then they had the big issue and allowed Rutgers to go on that 22-0 run. Indiana was actually up 10 with 3:58 to play in the first half. And very quickly, shortly thereafter, they're down 14 7 minutes into the second half. So over about a 9, 10, 11-minute span, you're talking about a 24-point swing. That was a little more than the whole 22-0 run. But when Indiana gets into this offensive funk, and when, Romeo's not making shots, which he shot 36% from 3 in high school against high school players, he was not going to be a good college three-point shooter. Now, I didn't think he was going to be in the 20s, but there was nothing he had ever done to suggest this guy's going to be a big-time three-point shooter. So when he's not making threes, you don't have Jerome Hunter, who, again, serious leg injury, he's out. Dennis's more of a pass-first setup kind of point guard. You really got 2 guys you can throw the ball to and ask them to make an offensive play, and things can really, really, really bog down.
When are we going to see Devontae Green again?
I would expect here reasonably shortly.
Which pretty much explains us all we need to know, I guess, right? So
how is that for diplomacy?
That's very good.
Do I get half the Henry Kissinger Award for that answer?
Oh, that is so overwhelmingly disappointing right there. I tell you what, just kind of the icing on the cake, if you will, this season with that type of thing happening. So,
yeah, I think certainly when things are going poorly, you want guys fully engaged in the fight, and that means in all ways, in practice, how you're carrying yourself, how you're eating, how you're getting rest, just making sure you're doing everything to give yourself the best chance to win. And when guys do things that I would say are decisions as opposed to, Jerome Hunter is hurt, nothing he can do. Durant Davis, blew out an Achilles, and nothing he can do. But when guys make errors over things they control, those are really bad judgment calls. And I think that's another thing. That's another layer to it. It's not as bad as losing. I mean, if I would have won last night, nobody's even bringing up Devontae being out. But when teams lose, all the factors come into play.
IU has a 2-game losing streak against Rutgers now.
Yeah.
Has anybody ever had that to Rutgers in the Big Ten?
I'd have to look. It would be hard to believe because this is the first time they've ever won 2 games in a row in Big Ten play, much less 3. It is now at 3, but when they their 2 games prior to playing Indiana, they won. That was their first 2-game winning streak. Now it's at 3.
I was thinking, have they ever owned a 2-game streak over one particular team? Is what I was curious
I would
about.
have to look. The only thing I can think about is maybe Penn State, but I'm not sure.
Well, hey, one final thing, and I know it's a long way away here. Give me your long range on what this might be next year a little bit. I mean, does it have a really good opportunity of being better, or how do you view it where we sit right now, Jeff?
I think there's 3 main things that are going to be involved there. One, do the current players who are complementary players take a big step, meaning guys like Justin Smith, Al Durham, Rob Fennessy, et cetera. People get down on certain players when they're not being great, but let's look at Justin Smith just for a minute. He's actually scoring more points per game as a sophomore than Juwan Morgan did. And now as a senior, everybody's up in arms. What are we going to do without Juwan? Which is a reasonable question. But the point is guys can improve. The thing that's important is that the improvement actually occurs. So number one, current guys on the roster, do they improve? If so, how much? And I think the 3 main guys I'm looking at right now are Justin Smith, Al Durham, and Rob Fennessy. Obviously, some other guys can improve as well, but I think those are the main guys who can become key guys. Trace Jackson Davis, the 5-star, 6'9" forward center out of Center Grove, he's going to help. He's going to play inside. Tall kid, lefty, knows how to use that swoopy left hand. He's going to be a factor. Armand Franklin's going to have a chance to be a complimentary player. He went 6 for 8 from 3 in the Indianapolis City title game. He's really improved, and he's 6'5". He's got the size you want. I think another thing that is out there is, okay, does Indiana land Keon Brooks?
Yeah.
Another 5-star, 6'7", inside-outside kind of guy. He would be an impact player. Now, I think people need to calm down about impact player meaning savior of program, okay? Impact player, 10, 12 points per game, 6, 7 rebounds a game. Those are terrific numbers for a freshman. I mean, look at Kansas. They're a terrific team this year. I know they had a bad loss to Kentucky, but overall, good team. They got a 5-star guard who's not even averaging 10 points a game, but he's at like 8.8, 4.5 assists, something like that. So freshman impact, don't expect savior level. Expect impact, meaning good play and double figures. So, and the other thing is, do they get a grad transfer? We'll see. I think it's possible.
You're awesome as always, my friend. Thanks for hopping on here. We'll do it again soon.
Sounds like you guys are having a great time, man. Enjoy your afternoon.
Jeff Ramjohns of Peaks.com on the Andy Moore Automotive Group hotline. Turn me up over here, Tony. Number 7-239-1070 right now. John Mayer tickets for his show at Bankers Life Fieldhouse in the summertime. Number 7-239-1070. And anything goes next. Turn it up, Tony.
Hey, this is Jeff Saturday for More Restoration. Chances are you or someone you know have already experienced a disaster at home or at work. A fire or flood is never something you plan on happening, but if it does, you need to know what to do and how to protect your damaged property. More Restoration is the only name you need to know when a property loss occurs. Let More Restoration help you get your property back to normal with their second-to-none, industry-leading emergency response team. Call the only number I call. Call More Restoration Disaster Cleanup and tell them Jeff Saturday sent you.
Hi, I'm Ryan Kelly with thehomeloanexpert.com. It's no secret that salaries have not kept up with the cost of living. You probably had to use the credit cards more than you thought last year. Now the statements are coming in the mail and the minimums are more than a car payment. Your home has gained equity at the fastest pace in over a decade. Put that new equity to work for you and pay off all your credit cards with a cash-out refinance today. The 5-minute loan approval only available at thehomeloanexpert.com. The Home Loan Expert LLC, NMLS number 1326241.
John, 1 hour heating and air conditioning. That's 855 1 hour right now. If you got anything working, or I should say in this case, anything you don't think is working up to par to keep you warm in your home right now, get the experts at 1 hour out there to make sure everything is A-OK. And if you need something fixed, $51 off of any repair. That's 1 hour heating and air conditioning. 855 1 hour today.
If you're thinking about a Valentine's Day proposal, come to Shane Company. I'm Rorden Shane, 4th-generation jeweler.
And I'm Tanner.
For years, Tanner's been helping our customers find the perfect engagement ring.
At Shane Company, we do everything we can to make it easy. Guys, whether you have an idea of what she's looking for or you have no idea, we're here to help. If you know what kind of ring she wants and you come in with some inspiration, like a picture, great. Or if you know the diamond shape she wants, we'll start by looking at stones. With the largest selection of rings, diamonds, rubies, and sapphires, it'll be easy to find a ring she'll love. If you're unsure of what to get, we can chat about her style and personality. What's she like? What's her job? Then we can show you rings that would be perfect for her. When you propose, you can be sure that moment will be everything she's always dreamed of.
Come to Shane Company, Indiana's friendliest jeweler. We make finding the perfect engagement ring fun and easy.
Now you have a friend in the diamond business. Shane Company and shaneco.com.
Guys, when you're dealing with ED issues, talking about intimacy can make you uncomfortable. So we'll use another word for intimacy, like football. Football! Look, you love football. Your wife loves football, and you both want some hot and sweaty football right now. But then fumble. Oopsie! And by fumble, I mean ED issues. You need to get to the Indianapolis Men's Clinic. The Indianapolis Men's Clinic knows that erectile dysfunction is a serious issue that affects 50% of men. That's why they offer a comprehensive approach to battling ED, low T, and even PE, which is kind of like a false start. Penalty! Plus, a performance promise. If it doesn't work for you, you don't pay. Before you know it, you'll be back in the game with a touchdown! Call the Indianapolis Men's Clinic and book your $99 office visit today. Call 317-999-9000, 317-999-9000, or at indymensclinic.com.
Get up and go now so you can go tonight.
Get ready for the greatest little show on earth. The Micro Wrestling Federation is back and bigger than ever. Live and direct from the Jerry Springer Show, Maury Povich, and the WWE. You've never seen a midget wrestling show like this before.
Hey, bring it on.
High flying, body slamming, and off the top rope. Don't miss the Midget Mania with the Micro Wrestling Federation at 8 Second Saloon this Friday. Tickets and reserved seating available at Ticketmaster or the 8 Seconds box office. Must be 21.
Sports Center updates on the Fan are brought to you by Big O Tires. Buy 3, get 1 free on select in-stock sets of 4 Aspen Touring, AS Mesa, AP2 brand tires. Installation charges extra. See store for details.
Oh, Royal Spa.
This is Indy Sports Center. WFNI, WIBC, HD2, W298BB, W228CX, Indianapolis. Soccer Saturday featuring Indy 11. If this is your football, this is your show. Saturday at 9 on The Fan. The Ride with JMV. I do feel better. On 1070, The Fan.
Oh, I love 6 o'clock. You know what that means, don't you? What does it mean?
It's still daylight. People are having supper while listening to us.
Here's what it means. Do anything goes. We had a bad basketball night last night. Let's get stuff off our chest. Who won the John Mayer tickets? Because everybody's still calling in here like crazy.
Hey, Paul! Yes, it
Paul
is.
won them.
Paul did. I believe we have Anything Goes tomorrow as well.
Oh, I love Anything Goes. My way, your way, anything goes. Here's what happens here. We clear the phone lines. Clear the phone lines. And when you call in, we don't check you in. You just go. And it is anything goes. And if you've listened to the podcast from last Friday, you know exactly what I mean by that. Anything goes. Jimmy Hadley writes this, hashtag anything goes. Who's the better OGMC, KRS-One or Rakim? It's a loaded question, Jeremy, for me because I love Eric B. and Rakim. It's Rakim all day long. I love Eric B. and Rakim. JMV, how can we milk your greatness? We do for like 5 or 6 minutes every day. That's about it. But yeah, milk my greatness. Brian Smith sends me this. Man claims anything goes, Tony. Man claims he heard penis snap during traumatic injury.
Ow!
A man's traumatic sex injury is getting the viral treatment after he claims he broke his whatchamacallit during doing it and even heard it snap. Why am I laughing about that?
Because you're immature.
That's terrible. Come on, man. Matthew Hess, JMV, you strike radio gold with the guy in the garage, Mac, and Tony saying, go into commercial. Tony is just trying to do his job, but that's very true. Are all these people ready? I don't want John Mayer calls right here. That worries me.
That's tough. That's tough.
I know it.
That's tough.
All right. Are we anything goes or John Mayer? Let's find out here what people want. 239-1070. Who's this? Who?
Hello?
Who's this? What do you want?
Yeah, this is Jeb. And with IU basketball, I've wondered for a long time why they don't get into the 2018, 2019s and change those funky uniforms and get something modern with their names on the back and make it an exciting uniform to wear.
Let's do it.
It's all about the uniform.
Let's get in the next generation and get rid of the candy stripes while you're at it, right?
No, I don't mean that, but I mean the jerseys. I mean, it's so 1940s, like.
It doesn't bother me one bit. Not one bit at all.
Well, I like things modern. I don't know, but
yeah, I like Stan. Thank you for the call. I don't mind them. It's like this. I love. The one thing that was great about Indiana State last night was not winning or playing well in the second half. It was the unis. Those unis, the powder blues, are money. My way, your way, anything goes. Hello, who's this?
Hey, this is Tim.
Go ahead.
That's why they call it a snapper.
All right, I'll give you. That's a good one.
Woo!
I'm
the
mad
snapper.
about that.
Is that why they call it the snapper?
You gonna watch Belmont tonight?
Wait a minute. You just trying to change the subject on the snapper call right here?
Yes.
I thought the snapper call was golden. No?
I liked it, yeah.
We'll get back to that in a second.
But there's nowhere else to go from there. I mean, it was a walk-off.
I guess so. Why do you fix that, too? You put a splint on it?
I don't know.
How do you fix that, doctor? Hey, doctor, I've got this. Line 3, anything goes. Hello, who's this?
Hey, this is Bobby.
Hello, Bobby.
Hello, John. How are you?
Great. Go ahead.
2 things. Number 1, who's your Super Bowl pick?
New England.
New England. And then if I'm an Indiana State grad as well, would ICU beat IU right now?
No, not by. Did you watch them last night? Did you watch our Sycamores?
No, I kept track on the ESPN app.
Yeah, it was on Fox Sports Midwest last night. And first half was all right. Second half was. That's just a team on the road. I wish they would beat. That was a bummer for me last night. It was.
How long do you think Lansing sticks around?
Well, I listen. I love the dude, and I hope he stays around. I wish. Yeah. I wish things looked more like they did in December when they beat Colorado and UNLV back-to-back. It just kind of seems like it's going that way. I haven't heard anything over there to think that they're going to make a change, and I know that he's really happy with what he has now and what he has coming in, especially next year. So hopefully not. But, we'll see. I wish he'd string together more wins, especially with teams like that, even though it's on the road.
Isn't that his kind of MO, though, is like do well at the beginning of the season and then crap out at the end?
Well, I mean, it's last year. Last year they beat IU, and they really didn't do anything better than that the entire year. So you would like to see them play better in the Mo Valley? Yes, if that's what you're saying, yes.
Yes, definitely.
Thank you for the call. I like it. Anything goes at 239-1070.
Yeah, is this for the JMV Anything Goes?
It is. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is Michael. So I was just curious, if I remember correctly, Mark Boyle, because he's got such an extended off season, he does a lot of different things, like call minor league baseball games and things like that.
Sure.
So I was just curious, if you had an extended off season, what would you do with it?
Well, I am actually, and this is great. The Dukes, Mike Duke and Steve Duke, they're going to teach me how to combine next fall. Because when I'm done with this, which, hell, maybe tomorrow, I don't know, maybe 10 years down the road or whatever, when I'm done, I'm going to become a farmer. So they're going to teach me how to combine. So my older guy career is going to be I want to farm.
All right.
You don't believe me? Seriously, I want to farm. I love our farmers. We need to get back. We need to get back to embracing the farmers. And the Duke family is going to help me learn how to farm a little bit. You don't buy it, I guess, do you? My wife doesn't. You know what? My wife gave me the same damn reaction as you did.
Because maybe we know you, man.
Thank you, my brother. I appreciate that. That's awesome. From Jeff F. That's hard to say, Jeff F. JMV, any chance I can find the classic Bill Polian interview involving Jay Moore? The other place has that. And I don't have it. They have it. I think occasionally they play it, but it is absolutely, positively the best on-air radio segment / interview of all time in this market. There's nothing else compares. And believe me, I've had some doozies. I've had one where I thought one guy was another guy and went on for 15 minutes about it. I've had Kelvin Sampson hanging up on me. But there is nothing, and again, I know because I was right there. I was sitting right there when it was going on. There was nothing like Bill Polian, Jay Moore, and Mark Patrick. And Mark really didn't do anything. Mark just kind of sat back. And it was back in December of 2001 is the most amazing radio on any level. I don't care. I mean, talk show, anything. Nothing compares to that radio-wise ever in this market. The best. Thank you, Jeff. I don't think I can get that, unfortunately. All right. Anything goes. 239-1070. Go ahead.
Hey, JMV, this is Eddie from H.H. Gray.
Eddie from H.H. Gray. Are you going to cuss at me and hang up on me?
Nope, just hang up. It's fine by me.
Anything goes at 239-1070. Go ahead.
Hey, JMV. I got a few things to say. First of all, the 10 a.m. show is terrible. I have fallen asleep at my desk every single day this week, and I would much rather hear the producers at 10 a.m. instead of what you guys got going on. That's really all I have. The show sucks, and I'm over it. Let's put the producers on. Let's quit passing Tony D over.
If I need an agent, I want to go
Well,
give that guy a
hell,
call.
that's just really good. That's a helper right there. Everybody likes it. All right, everybody wants anything goes. Let's check people. Let's not worry about checking people in. Andy Day writes this: is Cinnamon Duke helping the other Dukes with the combine action? No, Cinnamon Duke isn't. That is Mike Duke and Steve Duke, and they're awesome. They live over by me. In the Bargersville area. And I think it's Steve is going to teach me how to combine. Mike has a basketball gym in his garage, which is awesome. I just saw him last week at the home show. I mean, you guys know the Dukes on the south side down there. Great place. Great folks. But, yeah, I'm going to be my last hurrah, I believe, is going to be farming. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I mean, I grew up in an area where there's nothing still but farms. Why couldn't I do it down there? Farmer. You guys aren't buying it. Anything goes, line 4. Hello?
Hey, it's James.
Hello, James.
I was going to ask JMB what his favorite bar was in Paradise.
When I was over there, it was you know what's funny, man? I love Cimarrons back then. I was digging on Cimarrons. So it wouldn't be that way. The Ballyhoo is still the best, but when I was there, I probably did more damage at Cimarrons because it was closer to where I lived, right? So I probably did more damage at Cimarrons, but I'm going to tell you this. You can put the Ballyhoo, you can put Cimarrons, you can put the Terminal, High Towers, the Overpass, the Apple Club, all that together, and it would not hold a candle to some of the incredible parties that I threw. I threw some great-ass parties. I did, and I had to hire – what was great, we had to hire security guards. And that was great because you hire security guards, and then the police would come up and say, hey, man, these guys are really loud, but they would talk to the security guards, and then they would go away. So we had to hire security guards. It was awesome.
Awesome. Roll trees, man.
All right, thank you. I love Cimarrons, though. It was close to my house. JMV, anything goes. I need a muffler repair for my Passat. Know anyone? I think they do that at CarX, right? Get you a new muffler at CarX. Here's what I want you to do, Sam. Go to CarX, 135 in Greenwood, right there in front of Menards. Ask for my man Micah. Say, hey, is Micah here? JMV sent me. Or ask for Joe Childers. But Micah is the guy that runs the place, and they'll get something done with you. Easy. Joseph Fenton-Faust. Joseph Fenton-Faust was mad at Miles last night, Tony. I was mad at Miles last night, too. Like, I am the biggest supporter of Miles, but I'll be damned when you give us nights like last night, Miles. I can't. It's tough for me to support, and I take a bunch of crap for it.
Well, hell, I thought he scored the first 4. I thought he was going to have a great game. And he's done so well against the Wizards all season.
JMV, how hot was Heather Graham in Rounders? Heather Graham, Rob, was not in Rounders. That was Leslie Mann that was smoke-tacular in Rounders. And you're right, she was smoke, but it was not Heather Graham. Leslie Mann, I believe, was in Rounders. Tell Tony to stop letting his buddies call in. Jesus.
I haven't seen Rounders in a while. Is he thinking of...
Leslie Mann, I believe.
Is he thinking of The Hangover? Wasn't Heather Graham in Hangover?
She was in The Hangover. She was in Boogie Nights, too, where she was completely naked in that, only wearing roller skates, Tony. Oh, yeah. What was her name in Boogie Nights, Tony?
I don't know. The only thing I can quote from Boogie Nights is, I'm sorry if my thoughts are not on the, what is it, the integrity of the film.
Well, my wife's on her, back in the, you know who played his wife, right? The former porn queen, Nina Hartley. Indeed. That was Little Bill's wife, William H. Macy. But no, Roller Girl was Heather Graham's on-screen name then. Line 5, anything goes at 239-1070. Who's this?
Yeah, hello.
Hey, hello.
Is this Mike and Mike? My caller number 7?
It is. Yeah, this is the Mount Rushmore of great shows. Mike and Mike, hello.
Can you give me a Zion Williamson Mount Rushmore?
No. Only if you spend 15 minutes talking about. Only if you spend 15 minutes talking about the Jets. All right, only. Thank you. Anything goes, line 3. Hello.
Tomorrow night, IUPUI versus Northern Kentucky at the Coliseum, 7 p.m. See you there.
Does IUPUI?
Nope.
Hang up.
That's a winnable game.
I'm going to tell you this. I kind of like the abrupt endings you give me in Anything Goes. I do. Just, I got nothing else to say. Mike.
I think in Anything Goes, you have to shout out somebody on your way out.
All right. Anything goes. Line 1 at 239-1070. Who do you want to shout out right now? Anybody?
Yeah, I was wondering if you or Tony have reached out to Dwayne Allen or Dorsett to talk to them about the way.
Yeah, about Dwayne Allen. Can I give you the true story about Dwayne Allen? And it's kind of a sad one. You want to hear it?
Let's hear it, and I will just hang up and listen. And what I wanted to say about his Boogie Nights from the Nerds, we have Bush.
We don't have to dump that, do we?
I don't think so. I think he was talking about the band, Gavin Rossdale.
Got a machine here.
Dwayne Allen was a really good friend of the show. We all go to London, watch the game. He had a really bad game. I talked about him having a bad game the Monday after the London game, and we have not had a conversation since.
Was that before?
So we were good friends. And see, that's what happens. Honestly, that's why I don't have a lot of friends in this, because at some point you're going to have to be critical of them, and you lose those friends that quick. Literally, he would come in here. He was on all the time. And I don't necessarily blame him, right? I don't, because who wants to hear a jackwad like me say, well, you didn't play well in London? I completely understand it. But after the London game, he was done. And I have not literally talked to him since. And I think he unfollowed me on Twitter, and that was that. We did try to reach out to him, but and I get it. He just doesn't want anything to do with me anymore, and that's just what happens. That's why it basically is most of the time impossible to have friends that play or coach seriously or do it, because you have to be fair and be critical. And we are, if you're not, people around here are just, they're not going to listen to it. You know, you have to be, while I'm fair, I am also critical. I'm not a jackass in being critical. I'm not going to be a jackass, but sometimes that's what happens. And with Dwayne, that's what happened.
We went to New England. We reached out to him to try to see if he wanted to come on. I even sent him, hey, congratulations. It seems like you maybe needed a change.
Yeah.
Never heard back. He unfollowed everybody. As far as Indianapolis media, I remember I got a bunch of crap because him and I were playing ping pong at about 2 p.m, the day that they played, I believe, the Eagles, when Cody Parkey buried that game-winning field goal. So great guy.
Hey,
if he gets a ring, great, but I don't ever expect to hear from him again.
By the way, Stark brings this up, and this is my bad. I said Leslie Mann is not Leslie Mann in Rounders. Gretchen Mol, who was the smoke show in Rounders. That was my bad right there. Gretchen Mol. Gretchen M-O-L is the actress. That was my bad. You know what? I thought Leslie Mann was wrong, and I screwed that up. That was my bad. Stark Business, well done right there. Gretchen Mol, Rounders Smoke Show. Line 4-239-1070. Anything goes. What's up?
Hey, just wanted to comment on the Pacers. First and the second rounder for Gordon Hayward. What'd you think about it?
First and a second rounder for Gordon Hayward?
Yeah.
I'd struggle with that right now because of the way that he looks.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you? And I hope that it's more about how he's being used. And I know Brad Stevens trying to say all the right things about how he's being used, but it's troublesome the way that he's looked this year. It is, to me.
Well, you know, he's just a year out. Give him another year.
Yeah,
he can
you're
be
right.
Back to his old self.
And you could peg the same thing on Paul George and how long it took him. Because you look what we're talking about different athletes right now, but you look what Paul George is doing right now, and we wouldn't think about, I think he's obviously gotten better since coming back. But anyway, it would worry me right now, though. It would be a bit of a struggle right now.
Yeah.
Anything
All right,
else?
well, appreciate it, man. Thank you.
You call anytime. It's from Tim Miller. I spent plenty of time in Cimarals in the Valley from 88 to 92. Went to the fourth quarter on Wabash. No ID required. You go there. I was in everything around there. I mean, into everything, in everything. It was awesome. No responsibilities. I love that. Yeah, Joseph Fenton Faust says Famke Janssen was smoked too in Rounders. I feel bad, man. Gretchen Mol was pretty good. She's a lot better than Leslie Mann. Seriously. All right, line 2, anything goes. Hello? Hello, join us. How are you?
Good. Is Tony?
Tony's here.
Oh, is this JMV?
This is. We just pick people up. We don't, and anything goes, we don't check people in. We just roll with it. So go ahead.
Oh, wonderful. Well, I'm a 1975 graduate of the Sycamores, and I got asked to leave 3 bars in one night.
Did you really? That's awesome.
Yeah.
I got kicked out of Mars nightclub in Bloomington once upon a time because I poured my beer in the tip jar and drank it, and I think I swallowed a couple of quarters.
It all starting to make sense.
So yeah, they let me out of Mars nightclub because I was dared to pour my beer in the tip jar, and I did, and I chugged it with a tip jar, and I swallowed. I don't know if it was a quarter or I swallowed some kind of coin. I don't know what the hell it was.
Well, if you get it out of you, it probably wouldn't be worth much.
Yeah, I didn't see it. I didn't see it once it reemerged. I'm assuming that it did. I'm assuming it's still not somewhere in me. Yeah.
Oh, well, it was the 3 bars was the Idaho Club.
Yes.
Mr. Booze.
Mm-hmm.
In the Body Shop.
I'm glad you didn't say 6th Avenue Dancers. Well done.
No, well, I don't know if that was there even when I was. I don't remember
you may
that
not have
place.
been, man. 75. Hey, thank you for the call. Appreciate that. Line 3, anything goes. Hello. Hello, line 3, anything goes. Go ahead. Thanks for calling.
How's it going there?
I'm great.
On line 3.
Great. How are you doing? Hey, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing fine. I'm just wondering how you're going with the program you're doing today.
I don't know. I think this is one of the best shows in the history of this station today. How's
don't know
that
about
suit you?
talking about naked women is making it any better for you.
You don't think
Well, we're
so?
not talking about
No. I think naked.
I don't think so.
I think the naked women. I think the
so.
naked women was.
I think your ratings are going to go downhill here on you pretty soon.
You do? Why not? Well, you're listening. Come on, you're helping me out here. Anything goes because it's anything goes. Hello.
Hello.
You got to go quick. Go quick.
This is old Charlie from down Seymour, Indiana.
I love you, Seymour, Indiana, but you got to call back. Not quick enough. I got to run. Dane 5, quick slant. Mike Chappell, Jeff Rabjohns. Big show tomorrow. Pacers magic. Pacers need it. Pre-game with Pat Boylan and more. Other side next. Have a great night.
If a fire starts in your home, you have just 2 minutes to escape. That's why it's important to have working smoke alarms. Develop an escape plan and practice monthly. Visit redcross.org to learn more.
Here's a USO fact brought to you by your local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
The USO of Indiana was founded in preparation for World War II by national leaders who understood that maintaining high morale in a fighting force is vital to a nation's military success. The USO of Indiana has become the bridge between Americans and their military service members. To donate or volunteer, visit usoindiana.org.
This USO message has been brought to you by Marshall Home Comfort Solutions in Franklin, your independent